I'm feeling great. I'm so excited to be here. We've gotten to see the contestants warming up and rehearsing for this one, and the stakes. I mean,
Oh,
there's
never mind.
never
I'm
been
here
higher.
now.
$1 million on the line here, Jay Party.
Yippee!
That's right. You heard it here.
That's right, and I still can't believe that this is actually happening. Unreal.
Well, it is happening, folks, and we'll be meeting our contestants shortly. But first,
I know.
let's introduce some special friends that will be helping us today. I'm thrilled to introduce the Hunt Mega Final Correspondence Team. Coming to you live, it's going to be Dagichi Gamer, and one of creators
school.
of RB Battles, Sabrina Bright. Let's go to him and see what's happening.
Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. I don't know about you, Sabrina,
Oh, wait.
but
I actually got
am
face
ready
cam now.
to
Wait.
go. Like really, I'm ready to go. Like, if you want me to substitute for you, I will gladly step in for a chance to win $1 million.
Same. Keep us posted if we need to step in, J Party. Otherwise, we'll be here following all of the action.
Thank you both for your generous offer,
Hello.
although today I think the contestants are ready to compete themselves. And throughout this competition, we're going to be checking in with this team to get their take on
Hi.
all of the action. Well, is it about that time, Mimi?
I think we're getting close, but first, we should meet our 10 contestants playing today.
All right, let's see who they are. Coming up first in maroon, we have the Deaf Eagle. They've been playing Roblox for 12 years, specializing in obbies.
And next up in red, we have Poke Dragon 100,000. Their forte is puzzles, thanks to their 10 years of experience.
Our third
Hello.
contestant, hailing from New York City, is Shafe. He's been playing Roblox for 12 years with a focus on obbies and more recently on FPS games. Today, he'll be representing Orange.
Coming up next, we've got Icicle. Sporting the yellow attire, he has been mastering puzzles on Roblox for 10 years.
Looking good. And then we have Anonymous Lime in Lime Green, an expert in Sims with over 15 years under their belt.
Following that, we have Roby 100. He's repping green today, and he's been on the platform for 13 years. Another expert in obbies.
All right, coming up in light blue, we have Dudadud, a 13-year Roblox veteran, especially when it comes to the find thes.
We have another obby expert here, Jay in blue, and has been playing for 9 years.
Our ninth contestant is none other than Mad Max. Today, he's rocking black, and he's yet another one of our experts in the obbies.
And in gray, we have our final contestant, and Terrell. After 16 years of playing RPGs, they know how to win, but this is no ordinary competition.
Damn.
All right, folks, this is an incredible, historic moment. After millions and millions of players have fought it out, today we have our final 10 live in-house to compete for this prize.
Yo, I
cannot
can't believe
wait
this is actually
to get
happening.
things started. But before we do, let's bring out a very special guest. That's right, the one and only David Builderman Bazooki. Welcome to the set. Come on down.
Woo!
Oh, and you brought something special.
I brought something special. First, Jay Party, Mimi, and you. Thank you so much for hosting today. Okay, so we set out to build something really special for our community. The competition, the action has been intense. The hub has been played over 183 million times. And then today, 10 amazing finalists live with us right now. Today, one of these finalists is going to be the grand prize winner. And Jay Party, what are they going to bring home?
That's right, $1 million.
Absolutely right. Finalists, good luck to all of you. Let the games begin.
All right, folks, you've heard it here. But now let's turn it back to Mimi to find out how some of the rules are going to go for today.
Thanks so much, Jay Party and David. It's going to go a little something like this today. We have a 3-round tournament consisting first of a qualifying round. Following that is the round of 4. Of course, all leading up to our $1 million round. There will be 8 games in total played today. Each has their own rules, so this isn't a tournament about being the best at any one game. It's about mastering them all. First up,
Dude,
is
I'd
the
kill myself if I had to
qualifying
play
round. Jay Party,
Tower
why
of
don't you
Hell
tell
for
us
$1
a little
million
more
bucks.
about that?
Gladly, Mimi. We're going to have 10 contestants that have the chance to compete in 5 games. Dress to Impress, Super League Soccer, Blade Ball, Slap Battles, and more. But out of these 10 contestants, only 4 will move on to the next round, which will be the elimination rounds. All right, any questions?
Just one. How do you win at each game?
And you, the money question. Each game's a little different, so we'll explain the rules right before each one starts. One last thing to mention.
Yeah.
At times
Should
throughout the
I order
competition, you may notice
McDonald's?
2 Roblox admins.
For
Holiday
snacks?
Beats and all the swords. They are in place to operate, record, and make sure everything runs smoothly.
Get a fuck one. Yeah, I'm ordering.
Fairly. That's right. All rules will need to be followed. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, we are ready to kick things off.
Let's do it. Our first game up is a fashion phenomenon. It's none other than Dress to Impress.
Game 1, Dress to Impress. There are 2 matches, and contestants will have to create a stylish look before time runs out. Judges will vote, and if there's a tie, they will also vote on
No.
who has the higher placement. Everyone will collect points and advance to the next game.
Dude.
Here's the scoring for each match.
I'm
All right,
ordering
folks, we also have a
McDonald's.
surprise. 3 of them, actually. Joining us as guest judges for Dress to Impress are none other than Twitch streamer Joe Bartolozzi, VTuber and variety streamer Iron Mouse, as well as music and reaction variety streamer I'm Dante. Welcome to the show, our 3 guest judges. All right.
Hello, hello.
I don't know.
Hey, we are live. I'm
Where's
Dante.
Mr.
Welcome to
Beast?
the show, our 3 guest judges. Very exciting stuff. How are you guys feeling?
Amazing. Can't wait. Awesome. Very
Excellent.
excited. I was watching the intro.
Yeah.
This seems like a very competitive event.
Yes, it will. Are you guys ready to judge such competitions?
I ordered me some McNuggies.
All right, your judgment hats are on. You're feeling good. That is exciting.
Anything you guys are looking for in particular? Are you big on focusing on the themes? Is it just going to be going off the vibe? What are you looking for in the judging today?
They have to come to slay.
Real.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Playing for sure. I think I
Ping
really
everyone,
need
tell
them
them to join
fit
VC.
around the category that I'm judging.
Okay.
They have to.
We'll make this more
not
exciting.
only
No.
look good, but also fit
I don't
the
wanna ping everyone.
style that they're trying to portray. That's
We get
mainly what
we get
I'm
Chris
looking
to
at.
ping everyone.
What about
Where
for
is
you, Dante?
Chris?
Anything you're looking at here?
Yes. The poses.
No, Chris
The
is still
poses are
playing
very,
Sea of
very
Thieves.
important to me, and if they're not hitting it, yeah, those stars are gonna be super low.
All right, folks. Well, our 10 contestants are set, and they are underway to serve some fierce looks. So we are jumping in the game to check out this action now as folks are just getting their baseline outfits solved.
Let's talk about some of the differences that we're going to be playing with today.
This is
versus
gonna-
the games
this
that
is
you all are
crazy.
familiar with at home. It's a little abridged, only 4 minutes to get your look perfect. And for our first round, the theme is circus. And that is not a lot of time to get the look down. You have to have an idea real quick.
Right, and especially coming from somebody like me who is very well known in the Dress to Impress community, but
Sasha, we
absolutely nobody.
sacrificed
My
Chris for
opinion
the
definitely
gameplay.
matters here.
Yes!
I'm looking for somebody who looks like a clown, and it looks like that's what some of these contestants are going for right now. But yes, not a lot of time, so they better hurry up.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Circus can be really on the nose, but, maybe there's something more creative you can hide within it.
Obviously, the qualification to get here was a little different than what we're playing today. It was about solving puzzles, getting those mega tokens. I know you were playing through some of the qualifying games, as were, 140 million other people who were visiting that. What were you looking for? How much of a challenge was it actually to be one of the 10 players who made it here?
I mean, I played for a total of like maybe 5 or 6 hours, and immediately
rooting
realized
for
that I stood no
Dragon.
chance against some of these guys that are here today. So very, very challenging, very impressive that these 10 made it here today.
A little note, too, for the folks at home. There is some additional rules the folks are playing with to give them an edge in these short rounds. They are running with the custom makeup unlocked, VIP access, run faster, and, of course, the...
Poor guy! Lion looks like he didn't even
creative looks
sleep.
that hopefully can slay out.
Oh my god!
A lot of our players talking ahead of this event said that Dress to Impress wasn't a game they had played a ton, and with such a wide variety of games ranging from fashion to FPS to an obby, the players had to practice a lot and really come in with ideas for the games that they aren't as comfortable about. But
Let's
I think it's
close the
clear
lights.
that every one of these guys competing today has put that effort in, and even
Oh,
in
yes,
these less
this is way
comfortable
better.
games, he's going to put their all out there because every point matters, especially in this qualifying round.
Right, definitely. And it's good to put them outside of their comfort zone for the first qualifying round to see what kind of miraculous outfits they can pull off. And I will honestly say with a minute and a half left, everybody is looking good.
Yeah, we'll see. This is a relaxing warm-up, but talking to the contestants again, this is a high-anxiety
I root for
round
Mad
of
Max.
fashion, putting some of their skills to the test here. And a good reminder, this is actually a newer game to the Roblox, and a lot of these folks are long-time players, but this came out in 2023, has already had 6.5 billion visits, truly has been a smashing success for the platform, and a pretty fun game, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, Dress to Impress, it's definitely been having a moment in these last couple of months, and I know a lot of people at home enjoy it, but this has got to be the most high-pressure match of Dress to Impress anyone here has ever played.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this
especially
might
in
want me to
2025,
dodge
day and
from the
age of
stream.
aura farming.
Is that key for you, Enyu, or farming?
Yes, Aura is.
I
the
wish
key
to be in the
winning
top
this. If I
10.
was a judge, that's what I would be looking
That
for.
will be what you're going for. Yeah, it's going to be interesting having some of our celebrity judges get to kind of give a little look there. I imagine they'll have different things that they like. You have to play to a pretty different crowd of people who are going to be making these decisions, and a lot definitely sits in their hands.
Well, we are closing in on the final 30 seconds of this match as we see the final touch-ups, the jewelry selections and patterns moving forward here. Hopefully, folks have a cohesive look going, and this is just the polish and cleanup phase. 'Cause that runway clock is ticking.
Last couple of seconds here to really fiddle with everything. There's almost infinite customization you can do in this game, and it's easy to overthink it, but with limited time, they've got to lock in now. 3 seconds, and we're about to head to the runway, Enyu.
Can't wait to see the poses.
All right, who's going to kick us off?
Pose
We've got
28.
Roby 100 showing off his fierce looks. Look at that pose. Nice use of a prop there with the cane.
Yeah.
Is that a cane they're holding, or is that a rose? I can't tell. That's a cane. Oh, you're right.
It almost looks like one of the batons you'd be spinning. Definitely fits the vibe.
Up
here. You
becomes
see
more
looking around
thin.
Some of the poses here. Obviously, those guest judges right now, they're watching all of these players go through, giving their scores. This is only the first round of 2 that we're going to be playing for Dress to Impress.
The angles, choosing those poses has got to be a big part of the action here.
Definitely. How many poses
Oh, wow.
can you choose from?
It's a pretty long list.
Yeah, that's.
I'm waiting for that one guy
You
to
got a
spam
lot of
pose
time right here
28.
on the stage.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of time.
Still going.
Absolutely here. We'll
Just
see if
really
he
living up the moment.
Yeah, absolutely the extended. We'll see. He must have got that off complete. All right.
They
We
finally got Roby off
fantastic.
the runway. Our next contestant coming up to bat. It's Mad Max.
Wow, a sassy look. Taking it real fierce for the circus.
Yeah, I like the makeup going on there.
How well do you think this matches Circus, Enyu?
I personally think this is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, it's an interesting prompt because you can really get very direct on the nose, but I think there's some subtlety that the fashion judges are going to look for. As we know, this is a different style than normal DTI, as we have extra fashionable judges judging these. And here is Anonymous Lime.
Yeah, I like the microphone. Definitely looks like a performer up on that stage.
Yeah, with the mask. What do you call those masks again?
Masks is a good name.
Yes, very good one.
Yeah, looking like the
know the
ringleader
proper
of the
name.
circus there. It's good stuff.
Another contestant down the runway.
Oh.
Looks like this might be Dada Dude and Giving Clown. Honestly, this might be my favorite thus far. I think it's right on the money with the theme.
Yeah, classy yet circus.
Have you all noticed that red seems to be a very popular color with
I
all
feel like
of
when you
these
think
outfits?
circus, it's like red and
Red,
white. At least for
yes.
me, that's what pops in my head.
Definitely. Red
you
and
just
blue,
see
maybe?
the tent.
Yeah.
Maybe the blues. Yeah, the
Red and
white.
blue?
How about here we go?
Who thinks
Ooh,
red and
ooh,
blue of a
it's something
circus?
a little more subtle. I
Circus
like
is
it.
red and white, no?
Cotton candy hair.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
a lovely addition. You're
Yeah,
right. Catching
very
that.
creative.
And wings.
I think Icicle is definitely standing out here amongst the crowd.
This is honestly so
When we were
boring.
watching them rehearse yesterday,
I expected
was
it to be
super
more
impressed
intense.
With Icicle.
Yellow
in
and
this game.
red?
I thought he had super good
I think it's
fashion
more
sense, so
white.
a really creative one there, and I think, honestly, standing out from the crowd of a lot of red.
But how is it
a lot of
blue and
masks
red?
Might do him well.
How
Icicle.
blue and red? Blue and red doesn't
Yeah,
even
shape,
make
kind of a riff
sense.
on, looks like maybe a cheerleader type circus outfit here. Complete with the mask and all.
With the pom-poms.
Pom-poms. Definitely ready to cheer on some competition today.
And another red look. This is Jay, looking very similar to one we saw earlier with that cane.
Absolutely. But a strong look. Real Queen of Hearts style here.
Yeah, I think the hat really ties it together nicely. A lot
Another
of
use
layering
that
going
cane
on.
there. Yeah.
The cane. I assumed we'd see a lot of props in the circus one. Maybe not as much as I even thought.
Remember, our contestants, they don't know the theme until we're actually going into things. So it's a lot about sight reading, figuring it out on the fly. And this one, another bit of a different approach.
Yeah.
The black and white kind of look. Almost looks kind of like a mime.
I was feeling the
This
mime.
is
Yeah, I
losing.
like that
Yeah.
kind of mime style. Not like the main stage of the circus you think about, but still a fun aspect of it. And I think that's,
Evil
again,
Witch
a
in
cool
a children
interpretation
movie
of the theme.
outfit. Ah, fuck.
Astute observation.
Thank you. And you. All right.
Oh,
we are
God,
wrapping
it's
up pretty
French.
soon here. And Terrell,
Michael
come out. One of
Jason.
our final contestants is now being the final here. Again, rocking the red dress. We're seeing that theme pretty strong as well.
And
Honestly,
our player with the most
smack.
played in Roblox, the most experienced.
He got
guy
Michael
on the
Jackson.
stage today. Dressed to Impress one of the newer games, but still putting something good out there.
Yeah, hopefully his 16 years pay off.
This is the Death Eagle coming all the way over from Lithuania. Had to travel 14 hours to make it here to San Mateo and compete today. And honestly, another nice look. It's still the red and white theme, but a little different than the other.
A little lighter.
Yeah!
And just spamming that post.
Yo!
You know, made famous by a handful of celebrities, brought to you by DTI.
All right, well, that's all.
I'm
our
so proud of
contestants
him.
now
He spent that
walking
post
down
28.
runway. The judges right now tallying up the scores and
sick.
making their decisions. A lot for them to think about. Some good looks out there.
All right, yeah, and that concludes the kickoff round of the ultimate competition, the Hunt Final with DTI. We hope the players are finally shaking those nerves off, getting
Oh,
relaxed.
boy.
As we've mentioned, we are going to have our hosts kind of collect these scores, and we'll come back.
Who dies?
Yes, we will. Was there any
That's it.
outfits that we're sending out to NU? Would you have a favorite if you were to be judging today?
Personally, I like Icicle's cotton candy hair look and
Wow!
those furs on the shoulders.
Mm.
Yeah, that definitely stood out to me amongst all the red color choices. So that's my choice.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, right? I think Icicles was
Can't see the
out of all
puppet.
of these, but also there's a reason everyone went red and white. It's iconic for a reason.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing for the judges if they prefer that kind of iconic red-white, or people who kind of had a more creative interpretation of it. I think the mime was also a fun shout-out, as it really kind of instilled a thought in you as it went forward.
This game is interesting because it is so different than every other competition or every game that we have as part of the competition today. Everything else is pretty much going to be last man standing, fighting, all sorts of different genres. But this one
Finally.
is very much about kind of like the artistic character, the vibe. It
Oh my
catches
God.
into a very different
Don't
skill set, which I
execute
think
them.
is
No,
very different from
no.
Some of our competitors.
Definitely, creativity is huge in this, but also having the skill set to know where all of the outfits, accessories are located in the lobby. Will save them a
You
lot of
actually
time.
need quite a bit of game
Yeah,
knowledge, right?
definitely.
Like even the way the different pieces of clothing layer, things like that, it takes a bit of effort.
I wouldn't have pulled that off in such a short time for sure.
Yeah, reminding us again, these are shortened rounds at 4 minutes, so you've got to know the layouts, you got to know the plan, have a plan of action when you get
And
in.
it already feels short. when you're playing with 6 minutes, like I was playing a fair bit of Dress to Impress to prep for this event, and I was stressed out with no money on the line and 6 minutes to get set.
Yeah, very, very stressful.
woman every time.
All right, well, we hope the stress is being relieved here as they're going to be warming up here for our next round. We are gathering folks in the lobby now, and we hope we're going to be breaking through soon with the
Look at him
next
over
and
there.
final
He's
round
standing
of Dress
up.
to Impressed. As a reminder for the folks
And
at home,
he's
we're
talking
gonna
with
play
him.
2 initial rounds here before we progress.
They're all
any
just talking
of
with
our
each other
users.
over
So
there. And this guy's just
we've got
winning.
more action coming.
Yeah, let's take a little look here, though, because the
Dude.
judges, they've tallied up our first round.
Whoa.
And Dud repping that light
right.
blue is taking things home here.
Yeah, followed by Jay and Icicle. And again, all the points matter. Your spot is a big deal. You want to climb to that top as
Whoa.
much as possible. So an interesting kickoff indeed.
As a reminder,
Shife
our format,
with
this qualifying
0.
round has 5 total games. Points are cumulative throughout, and at different phases throughout the day will qualify a contestant into that top 4. But performance is just as important at the beginning here in DTI as it will be later in
is
the
it
day towards
premiere?
scores. But it looks like we are ready to go. Let's
No,
hop
it's
into our
live.
second round of Dress
How
to
is this
Impress and
live?
take a look at what that new theme is going to be. Looks like
All
everyone's
right.
just loading in right now, so should be able to hop in there in just a moment. I'm hoping to see a theme that is going to ask something different. Maybe we'll get a little bit more variety, because a lot of contestants did have the same idea in that first round.
Correct. We saw some recurring themes,
40
particularly some recurring
minutes?
colors. I'm hoping to kind of mix it up. That was definitely a whimsical one. We'll see
It was.
how far-fetched we get. Or if to that lobby.
On these contestants' POV and take a look at what theme they're working on today.
Yeah, it's interesting to see.
Bro,
that all
this
the
is
same
so
thing. The
boring.
are spreading out here. I mean, again, your time is limited. What is your strategy for the two of you here? You think you're going wide dresses?
I'm just hanging
on
up.
the makeup. This is an
Yeah.
interesting start here.
Until
from
this
Jay.
happens.
I think you can't get too bogged down in the details. You want to start like as macro as possible. Like when I was playing this game, I always thought like, what's like the piece that is making me think the theme immediately, and then kind of tie everything else in around that.
Elf ears, definitely elf ears.
Elf
The
ears.
elf ears and some wings.
Yeah, the wings, the elf ears. I'd honestly be shocked if anyone doesn't go for those kind of looks.
You know, that's the kind of thing, though. Can you create a look without wings that conveys fairy? Maybe that's going to be the winning combo just to stand out from the crowd. But for now, we are seeing a lot of fairy wings coming out.
And it looks like blue is the recurring color here amongst the contestants.
Yeah, here ice. I think like light blue, white, those kind of colors. Seems like Mad Max getting the same idea here.
And here we are, another little larger gown here from Anonymous Lime. I realize I don't know if I know my gown styles here, but
So that's a gown.
that's a gown, right? Nice and flowy.
I'm a gown expert. That's definitely a gown.
As a gownologist yourself, and you?
Yes.
All right.
I'm interested to see Icicle's take on this because he might be, he's always creative thinking outside the box. He could be going with a different.
Okay,
oh,
and
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he's slaying already with
It's
this.
looking
stuff.
different.
I like
It's
the
looking
idea
different.
of like the antlers there.
Yeah.
That's creative.
Yeah, that is fun. Again, looking for those little subtle differences when you have something so direct as ice fairies as a theme here. Also, footnote, we see a lot of our contestants picking out very specific colors based on the hex code itself. And maybe not your typical approach, but these are some sharp players behind us.
Incredible. How do they have that memorized? Is there a cheat sheet?
No, I think they
I am
actually
back.
have internalized a lot of the hex
And
code for the colors
That is wild.
throughout Roblox.
I know before the event, you were tallying it up. There's a crazy amount of experience between the players.
That's right. These are Roblox power users. I added up all of their hours of our 10 finalists here, and they have a combined over 76,000 in-game hours of Roblox time. So there are some experts here, and you're going to see that throughout the day, that these truly are masters of all trades.
Only one member on that stage with less than 10 years of experience in Roblox. Really a testament to the skill, to the dedication that it takes to have made it all the way here to the final.
The passion's definitely there.
Yeah, 9 years ago, the noob, where they've come. Could they have ever imagined they'd be here competing for $1 million, dressing as ice fairies? Not what you expect. But again, looking good here, and we only have, what, a minute 20 left, less than that in this final round of DTI, where we will get some more scores going forward. As a reminder, again, there will be another game before progression, but a wonderful start.
Yeah, I want to take a look at Roby 100. When we got the questionnaire from the players, he said not only does he love playing Roblox, but he loves trying to make his own games and get creative. It's kind of the beauty of Roblox, right? Being able to experience all of these different games while also having the opportunity to develop your own experiences as well. And I think you see some of that creativity coming out here.
Yeah, you know, Roby, very fun one. Again, you mentioned he is a developer. He's been developing a long time, and he once created a game called The Easiest Game on Roblox, one of his hit games. And actually, today he's competing in now the hardest game in Roblox. So a wonderful journey for Roby, coming all the way to the other side of the hardest competitions around.
Yeah, I played Roby's easiest game on Roblox.
Really?
And I was not able to beat it.
Is the game ironic? Is it
I think I'm just terrible.
All right, you've heard
Maybe
it
a
here.
bit of column A, column B.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you on, Enu, for your expert skill set at being terrible at Roblox. It
That's
itself
what
is
I'm
a skill.
known
Yes.
Just look from Mad Max here. Little different. Most people are going for like a really colorful blue look like we're seeing from Anon Lime.
Yeah, I like these wings, though. Real alive. It adds a lot of flair. People are going for the more subtle fairy wings, but hey, just get out there with the real eagle, the eagle wings.
I don't know if this is possible. Do they have fairy wands in the accessories? Because that could be a good touch.
That's a
Well,
good-
if
We'll
they don't
find
have
out.
them now, they're out of time
Let's
because
find out.
we're walking the runway. Here's Roby 100.
Oh, yes.
Our first look. I like the way he's kind of integrated that fur. It almost looks like a cloud to me.
Yeah. It feels fashionable, and that's the thing. This isn't a costume contest. There is a fashion element here. How do you mix these kind of creative, broad themes with a fashion approach here? And it looked great, and we'll see if the judges like it. Coming up next, we've got Mad Max here. Oh, he found a lovely prop for this one.
Oh, I like
harp.
the loot.
Yeah.
Or harp.
Harp, lute, hey,
Some kind of instrument.
something. You got it. Strings that you flick and make lovely sounds. All right, getting those high heels, rocking that skirt. It's
Nice
a good
crown.
look. More blue. We're seeing the blue.
Yeah.
Come through again here.
Definitely going to be a motif for, I think, all our contestants here. Next one down the runway. This is Anonymous Lime. I think the most bold look we've seen. A very deep blue compared to a lot of people going for the more subtle looks.
Yeah, I like it. This feels strong. It's making a statement. This is an ice fairy, maybe even queen of the fairies. We'll see. Enu, what do you think? You like those wings,
I like
or
the
you like
hair.
the
It kind of
traditional?
reminds me of candy cane.
Oh, yeah.
Getting hungry now.
Getting hungry already. Well, we've got a long show ahead, Enu.
Dude coming down as well. Another very bright, kind of neon blue look. I like these wings. A little different than some of the other ones we've seen.
Yeah, he captured a strong blue, knowing it's a field awash with the color blue here. It's a strong one. And as a reminder, he is the winner of the first round, so it's important for him to really keep that lead here. He really secures a good spot going into the next games.
Another similar look here. This one going for a bit of a lighter blue from Icicle. I like how cohesive it is. I think that the hair, the makeup, it all matches really nice.
Yeah, he did a good job matching that color. And I think cohesion is important here. You really want to send a message. Whether the judges love it or not is up to be interpreted, but at least you send a strong, cohesive thought.
There's a wand.
There it is.
Like a sparkler. I really
Oh,
like that.
Oh, sparkle.
Yeah.
Effects. Now we're talking.
Chafe.
Chafe here.
Great choice.
Finding the good items. Look at that. And mastering the pose. See a lot of starred poses here. He had a plan. He knew the good ones, and he marked them. And that's important. All right, a couple more contestants here to come down the runway. Who we got left?
Who's coming up? Looks like this is one of the looks we were talking about. Those antlers combined with the bow.
Wow.
This one looks super good.
I like it. A little bit of a forest ice nymph here. Our ice fairy. Who are they? Fairies.
Hair so high we can't even see the name.
That's true. A good cover-up. Keep it mysterious.
Definitely a nice look, though.
Yeah.
The judges be objective.
Can they? Okay.
I think I'm
already coming
asleep,
out
to be
fierce.
honest. Wait, let me put the...
Oh, I like the idea on the mask there. Again, I think that the players
Boom.
who went for these
And
slightly
now-
more unique spins are the ones that are
Let me
going
go
to
to
stick
bed.
out in the judges' memory.
Yeah, what is the on this? It's some sort of large arm. It looks like almost oven mitts here, but I'm assuming there's something
I
more
think that's the
fashionable.
fur
Oh,
again.
that is the fur.
But
That
you
is
see the
our
very
little
bright
boa.
neon
Those are
color.
definitely oven mitts.
I was confused. What's
How
happening here? I thought that might have
long?
been what's happening in fashion.
Answer
How
that you guys did not go with any
long?
kind of ears or antlers. Instead, just
How long?
Earmuffs, yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ice fairy.
I like it. Again, nice here. You want to be look.
This one is looking pretty nice. This is from the Death Eagle.
Da, da, da,
Those
da,
wings
da, 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 da.
two wings layered on.
I think that is a wing layering, and he's got a nice animation that kind of makes them flutter out. It's actually
yeah.
a great look, and I think the ice cream is a good touch.
This
here.
guy is
Great
a
for the blue
W man
color scheme.
Yeah,
spamming
it's
the
kind of
post
I like
28.
that, a little tongue in cheek. Not
He's
taken
making
seriously
this
in moment, at
epic.
least.
Yeah, I think you've got it.
Whoppa
It's an intense
Gangnam
day. Start
style.
out with a smile and a little bit of ice cream.
A few of these players knew each other from the online Roblox community, maybe from even trying to qualify into this event. But for a lot of them, their first time meeting or first time playing in person was here at this event. But we've interacted with them, and it seems like a lot of them have gotten pretty comfortable with each other, have been having some fun. It's definitely high stakes, but still a cool opportunity to meet a bunch of different other experienced Roblox players from all around.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible journey for them, I know, in their last 24 hours, all arriving from around the U.S. and around the world, actually. They've got to know each other pretty well here with some of the warm-up games, some of the practices, and it's wonderful to see that kind of camaraderie and teamwork from these folks. We know there's a lot on the line. Competing for $1 million is a lot of high stakes, but keeping that kind of general positive spirit and a good sense of
The left
camaraderie
side is better. This side is better.
We
And
have our
he
judges
looks excited.
counting
Like,
up
what the
the
hell is
points
happening
right
with this guy?
now, and again,
Look
this
at him.
is going to be combined scoring from both dress
Look at them. What are they doing?
soccer, which is coming up after this, but anyway, every one of these matters because it is cumulative. All of your points from this qualifying round count towards being one of only 4 players that is going to progress.
Right, definitely. You cannot take the first round lightly because the scores, like Mimi said, are cumulative. So going into soccer, though, is going to be a much different skill set that they're going to be showing off. Some teamwork. as
So
Jay Party
much,
suggested,
yeah.
Some time to spend with each other. So it'd be nice to see their teamwork.
All right. Scores are flowing in. As a reminder, in our first game, we saw Dude taking first place, followed by Jay and Icicle. We'll see if that holds again for this one, but I don't know. I'm expecting some upsets this time around. We'll see. A lot of those looks were similar. We saw the Blues stand out, so we'll see what the judges think again. I know DTI is not the experts on a lot of these players, but hey, the wins are what you gotta come to.
That's the it's brutal, right? It's like it's a category that you're having to set, read, figure out within 4 minutes, put a look together that's cohesive. But let's take a little peek at what our scores are. This is going to be the cumulative points from both rounds now, and it looks like our player coming out in front is the Death Eagle. A middling placement in the first round, but a
Let's go, he's at first.
puts him out in the lead early on.
Crazy.
Showing for the Lithuanian.
No.
Absolutely. And now total points coming
Poke
in second at
dragon.
Mad Max, which is going to hopefully raise him a bit in the standings, but unfortunately still down here as Jay takes another strong spot and bounces up into the second spot here, up by 3 points, followed by Dud, who does fall into third from that one. An unfortunate showing in the second game, but hey, still in a great spot. You see the spread of points is still pretty tight. It will be anyone's game here going in to our next game. Here's some of the players. That is the Death Eagle there already. Out in first, feeling good in the first round, although it is not over yet. Because guess what? I think it's time to see some more.
They
about
yap
this
too
game here.
much. Come
yeah,
on.
Definitely. I mean, even just going from the first round of Dress to Impress, you see how their rankings change so drastically after the second round. So it's good to be confident, but definitely stay alert.
All right, folks, the judges have put in their verdicts. Let's hear more from the judges themselves. See if we can get them here on the stream and find out what stood out on today's runways. Judges, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we are just getting underway.
They got on
here.
the far
All right, we
right.
saw some styles, hopefully some of them even fierce. Love to hear from y'all. What stood out on today's runway?
The
What did you love
foot-
seeing?
Oh, no, that's NU.
Maybe we'll start with Joe here. Work our way down the judges.
No, it's NU.
For the second round,
You're thinking of
loved the
Uncle
person that
Roger.
won for
No,
the,
that's
ice
not
cream
him.
round. I think it was all
This guy's
very well
NU,
put together.
a
The
Block Street
accessories were
YouTuber.
great. The ice cream was great. Obviously, ice cream, ice fairy matched perfectly. I was really looking at themes. I took poses into account, not as much as Dante obviously talked about doing, but
This is too
I
much,
don't know.
yeah.
I
Oh
was
my
surprised
god,
at how
I'm gonna
good some
go
of these outfits
sleep.
were.
Yeah. Here we
I
go
need
again,
some
seeing a
Subway
recap of the
Surfers.
Ice Fairies round for all of our contestants here. Some of those exciting outfits, as you mentioned. I think the one you're talking about might have been the last one here to come up. That was our winner.
Yeah, that was the Death Eagle with that double wing, the ice cream look. Iron Mouse, I wanted to ask you as well. When we were talking the other day, you were saying you were gonna put a lot of
Exactly.
emphasis on how well the players were fitting into the themes. How well do you think they did overall? Did they impress you in how on brand they were?
Oh my god.
I have to say, I think the second round was much better than the first. I feel like they struggled a little bit in the first round, but I think the first round was kind of like a warm-up. So the second round was amazing, and I was very impressed with all the different looks. They looked so good.
All right, Dante, how about you? How you feeling today? What impressed you? What stood out?
What stood out to me was some people were going too blue. It wasn't giving ice. It wasn't giving cold.
It was
More
giving
ocean.
mermaid.
Yeah, mermaid, more
Water,
ocean-like.
mermaid. Mhm.
Yeah, knocked off some stars for that. But the white, the snow, the crowns, the antlers,
Yeah,
Antlers were good.
giving very much Ice Princess.
we love that too. All right, folks, we're going to move on to our next segment as the players are answering. You're going to judge Super League Soccer, but a huge thank you
He's
to
the
all of
Golden
the judges.
Gate
That was a lot of
Bridge.
fun. Joe, Iron Mouse, and Dante, thank you again for joining us.
I'm
as
gonna
guest
play
judges
Subway
on the
Surfer until
hunt.
we get to the board.
Outfits, by the way.
Yeah,
Dude,
you're
look
looking
at-
like you slay yourself.
Fresh.
So
Super
good,
fresh.
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, coming out of that first game, what do you think? So far,
I was honestly impressed. I think the players did super well at TTI, but we've got something more coming up. Super League Soccer, it's a team game. It's going to be super different than what we saw in Dress to Impress.
All right, folks, the players are ready. While the Death Eagle may be on top for now, it is still anyone's competition. Let's check out the rules for Super League Soccer.
Game 2, Super League Soccer. There are 3 matches total, and contestants will play 5 versus 5 in randomized teams. The team with the most goals wins the match. The contestant
blew
with
up
the
DMs.
highest cumulative score will advance to the round of 4. Here's the score for each match.
No, later.
All
I think I'd be
right,
left
all
versus right.
Right.
Like,
Folks, I think our players
hot
are
colors
back there
versus
and ready to go.
cold
Andrew,
colors.
How you feeling about this one?
Very excited. Sports is
Linga
probably
guli
something I'm a little
guli
more into.
wata,
Watching,
linga
not playing. But,
linga
Have you played many of the sports
guli
games on
wata,
Roblox?
I played pretty much all of them.
linga
Like I said, just video games. In person, not so great. So I think I'd be a good judge of how good they are here.
Well, here we go. Our second game of the day. It's Super League Soccer. The players randomly assigned to teams 5v5. That'll get scrambled between every round, and we're off to the races. The Death Eagle first in possession of the ball.
Yeah, and a strong initial breakaway already from our leader, but there he goes down, and we've got a steal.
Why can't we even
from the
hear
away
them?
Team, as you see, we're
Time
gonna
to
have
go
home
rush them
first away,
commoners.
home in the, we'll say purple, and away in the green.
That they are. This game, the one where you're having to actually work with the team, trying to pass, find the right path to get that ball in is very important. Only 4.5 minutes per each of these rounds.
And I will say, for soccer-type games in Roblox, key is to stealing the ball from your opponents. Very
That it
easy to
is.
steal. So, as I say that, there's a goal.
That's Icy with the first goal for the green team here. Very nicely done by him. Gets the pass in from Roby and just sends that ball straight down the left side of the net.
All
Nice
right.
celebration.
Strong opener from the away team here. And again, you see at the bottom of the first player screen, there is a boost bar for your stamina here. Something important to manage. Do not want to use it all getting the ball and then get caught out. You're going to lose it real fast. Wow, Icy
There's
with
the
a huge
steal,
breakaway.
like I said.
No one's
Beautiful.
on the offensive side of the court. No one can pick this up. Goalie should be able to drag
Oh,
that
and it's
ball.
out of range. The goalie can't get it.
He
This could
can't
be a
get it.
crazy turnout. Oh, if this
Poke it
works
right
out
in.
for green.
Goalie's not
Oh, it's a
defending.
miss.
The shot's just wide, but the assist from Roby. Roby set up the first goal, but he knocks it in this time. 2-0 lead to the away.
That was actually an incredible use of the mechanics of Super League Soccer. I'm not sure that pass could have been more accurate down the field. That did not allow the goalie to get it, and they did get the recovery.
Here's Roby again, trying
There
to
you
get
see
onto
multiple
a steal.
steals per play.
This time the home team has to defend on their side of the pitch. A setup on the shot, but the goalie's got it. and he'll send it back away.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. A team down by 2 misses on that breakaway here. There's still a lot of game left here, as you see, 3:40 on the game clock. So they've got time to play. And
Interesting
again,
move there by Jay.
Doesn't
Taking
he
it to
just
the
out
other
ahead
side
here?
with no teammate there. Not sure what he was thinking there.
yeah, brave to think about that. They're definitely going for this like deep kick strategy, hoping to find someone to recover.
Dud gonna have to defend here. Shot going just to the right, misses out, and a pass back into the middle of the pitch. Somewhat even here, and both teams have just been kind of clumping the ball. Not a lot of setups for passes thus far. Hard to get that teamwork going perfectly.
Yeah, a little too much clumping happening. We can hear the control behind us.
Good slide, though.
Getting pretty
Steal!
dramatic there. We're seeing a lot of yelling
gonna
for the
start
strategy.
They're into
narrating
it. They're
now.
definitely into
Yeah.
it. Loving the energy.
Absolutely. It is an exciting and intense one
Green
here.
has
I
the
know
ball.
Super League Soccer brings the competition a little
Brown
more
has ball.
fierce in a different way,
Oh,
as we just saw.
pass!
Chance for a goal.
Ow! Blocked!
Save.
What a
That's
save!
Very nice from Ansarel.
Okay, Green. Oh, Brown has ball.
Player here.
He kicks it.
Big cheer from the
Green
player.
steals.
Keep
Brown
the player an
steals.
Important one to catch.
Green steals.
Another chance? No. Pass back up. Icy is set up.
Green has
for
the
it.
ball. He's going
Oh.
for the goal. He's going for the goal.
This shot. Can he get it through?
Oh.
And he missed.
Wide.
The
And you-
twitch.
The twitch, I know. Playing it like a first-person shooter here.
I like the fake out attempt though. Looked like he was going into the right side of the goal. Went left instead. They still have a good offense going here on you.
Definitely. Looks like the away team is definitely in the advantage here. Let's
Yeah.
see. There's still 2 minutes left, though. They can still turn it around. A goal can happen in 10 seconds.
Shafe sends it up to Anonymous Lon. Middle of the pitch, trying to find a person to pass to, but no one's open in time, and Icy's on the offensive.
Oh, here we go.
Still has the ball. Another chance for a goal. Passes.
pass.
Oh, he's on
Oh,
it.
it-
Trying to find the goal
oh.
and knocks it away. Repossession from the green team, but it's just going back and forth, and the goalkeeper sends it back down the middle.
Man.
The home team got to give a break to their goalie.
This is so
I know, we're
boring.
relying on that here.
He's
Whoa,
like,
that was
wow.
beautiful.
Shot
Oh
from
my
the
God.
goal.
Oh, Death Eagle scored.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow.
Goal. Against there, Death Eagle has shown he has come to play today. He is an incredibly strong competitor.
As his feet continues, you see the players doing a better job of setting each other up for passes. That is Shafe on the setup there to get the goal.
Absolutely. We're seeing more of a spread formation. They're playing proper offense and defense, and that's going to pay off.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm reading the
Come
chat
on!
on the live stream.
What?
The chat is
They
rooting for
missed!
Team Bloxy Cola, which looks like the home team here.
That's good to hear
They're
here.
rooting for a couple.
Whoa!
Another pass up.
Oh!
They've got to come back quickly.
Oh,
Minute
damn.
and a half on that clock. And Shafe's had to
Oh!
do a lot of work as the goalkeeper here.
Wow.
It's possession again, and the passing seems better from the green team thus far. A chance for Roby. Too high.
Oh!
It's spun out of control as the ball passes back.
Almost gets the backboard shot for himself there. That would
Okay.
be a heck of a pass.
Self-assist.
Yeah.
Stat padding.
1 minute left to try and tie up this game. And at this point, I mean, you're oftentimes just thinking about trying to keep possession of the ball, run down the timer. Every second continues to move in the favor of the team at advantage.
Yeah, this is an intense game, and as we've mentioned, these are some of 10 of the best players in all of Roblox. Each one of them deserves to be here in their own right.
But for these players, this is another game where a lot of them said they weren't experienced. They had to learn it for this match. Another chance at a goal, but the keeper's got it. Shafe doing so well to defend, but he just needs some offense.
Just a little overshot, and that is important to note here. We're warming up with some of their least
This
experienced
could be the
games
tie.
here.
This could be the tie.
Oh, and the steal over the
Okay.
shoulder.
Oh, they got it back.
No, he gets it.
That was intense.
30 seconds on the clock.
Bro, I put $300 on Bloxy Cola.
Death Eagle was hyped. I like that.
There was. We'll see if we
Like
see the
that.
tiebreaker out of this one. 30 seconds is enough still to score.
That's the question. Robe and Jay in a competition for the ball. Roby takes it back, trying to make his way up the court. A pass out wide, a shot, an opportunity for Da-Da-Da to end the game. And it's saved.
Whoa.
From Shafe. Excellent
Crazy.
from the goalkeeper.
Is he gonna draw?
Man,
Is he gonna
the
draw?
is high behind us for the players. They are aware of what's
Crazy.
at stake here. This is a lot of
No.
pressure for the
Wide open
team.
lane.
No!
Good. What a steal from him. 4 seconds till we tick into overtime.
Oh, boy.
And the time is up.
Oh, no, so I believe we're not playing the rules today.
Right, it is just going to be a tie here.
High scoring, which means equal points for both teams.
Great
Uh-oh.
comeback by Bloxy Cola.
Yeah,
All
seeing
right.
some of the reactions from all the players here.
Yeah, we are.
That
We are.
round.
All right, I think we have seen the conclusion of our first soccer game. As far as I understand, unless the voice in my head tells me something different, I believe we saw a tie, but no, we're seeing a kickoff here.
Wow.
We'll have to
You hear
see
how
here.
passionate the
Bloxy
players
Cola?
are. Everyone
Oh, yeah.
getting active in this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the folks at home can hear. What is this?
It's 4-3.
Tiebreaker extra. We'll see if they're playing the extra innings. Oh, and these are free kicks here.
Still 3 kicks left for each team.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we are doing the free kick rule here. All right. That was a change from what I understood here. So as we see in the left there already, looks like the home team is up by 1 goal here, but more goals to go during the free kicks.
Let's see if we can take a look at Roby. His chance, left
Oh.
side, nice goal.
That was clean. That was
Great
clean.
fake.
And guess what? We're back to a tie here.
Yes, we are. 2 shots left for each of these teams. Lime, his opportunity. Antarell on the defense. Squad. Another chance here.
Oh, let him cook.
Left side.
Wow.
Trading
No.
goals.
And no one is missing today. 5-4 for the home team. Last chance for away here. Save though. That's very good from Antarell.
So here we go. The final kick. This is it. Antarell to bring it home.
To tie it or to lose the game. All pressure's on. Oh!
Oh, that is a goal here. That
Tied
cuts it
again.
around. We are-
Sudden death. First team to get ahead wins in this one.
All right.
Antarell
And that's it.
misses. And it's a goal landed
No.
for the home team. Now another chance to bring things back here. Icy, the game in his hands.
Flexi Cola with the win.
Down the whole match.
Oh
Thanks
my-
to an excellent goal keep, they bring things back and take the first round of Super League Soccer. What a sick way to kick off this game.
That was, and we saw a lot of modes. It was a fast and furious game. We saw the overtime and then extended overtime as the skills of these folks truly is unmatched here. But we do have a win for the home team, which is huge. Starting behind in an 0-2 in the first minute of that game, they pull it out in the extended overtime free kicks. So that was exciting. I think it's time to check out these scores and see where we stand after that match.
Death Eagle looking good on the winning team after being our winningest player from DTI as well.
Yeah, it's true. And we see Jay as well in that team. So this is a strong start for the folks who are already in the lead here, winning that match 1. As reminding the folks at home that we are going to mix it up. These are fully randomized teams for 3 sets of soccer. Although at this point, I think everyone's pretty excited to play as they do seem equally skilled in this competition.
Honestly, that was a lot closer than I expected.
Yeah.
It's clear that I think compared to when they gave us the info that, hey, like most of us haven't played SLS, they put in some work to go into it. And even throughout the game, really, I think built into it.
Yeah, very impressive teamwork, some amazing passes, some on-point shots, and like you said, Mimi, it really looked like it was over in the first couple of minutes for the away team, but the home team pulled off the unthinkable.
You guys got
Good for
any
them.
MVPs from that first round?
Boy, it started off strong, and I would say Dud setting a good pace for that one in the beginning.
Couple
Was
big
a
goals
big
from
score of those goals. Yeah, we saw a strong start, but again, unfortunately, his team did fall a little short in the end. But really a good player. Again, Death Eagle showing again that he truly is a strong competitor in this game, and I think we're going to see him excel in a broad array of games today. He has a very serious track record of being one of the best, so we'll see if he can keep that up today. Nerves is a big part of today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do think feel things out, especially a team game like this. It's a little easier to just be a part of the group. Feel a single win.
My favorite player for the game, I think, was Shape at the goal.
Yeah, I have to
Really
agree.
made some clutch saves.
I mean, his team has a lot of him. He had to protect that goal
Yeah.
so many times in the first 2 minutes, and then he's one of the guys that hit the penalty kick at the end too
Yeah.
to bring things home.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the mental game in these competitions. It's a long day with a lot of competition. You got to not let yourself get down. I know there's a handful of folks back there who are going to be feeling the burden of the loss. So they're not as high of a fashion score as they'd like, but it's never over. Again, qualifying for the other game, it just doesn't matter. Put it behind you. You got to keep the attitude. Momentum can't destroy you. You got to let yourself turn it around here. So, fantastic start from the folks here. I look forward to a day of good games ahead of us.
And I do as well. It seems like the players are just about to get into our second game, just picking their teams. Reminder, things are getting scrambled up a little bit. We'll have different players on the home and away. So an opportunity for any of these players to put another 20 points on their board, as it looks like the players just
11
hopping
more
into the lobby
minutes.
now. We get underway for our second round of Super League Soccer. And in the center field, Duddy Dud and Roby, the ones to kick this off.
After that first game, I'm really excited now.
Yeah, we'll see who can shine here again, and if they can keep their form strong here. Again, we're seeing a lot
Yeah.
of deep
Whoa,
passes,
whoa.
but a hard cluster of all the players. Really want to keep that spread. All right, here we go. Our first breakaway. Do they have the stamina to go across the board here? The home team could come into a strong initial lead.
Flicks too wide to the
Yeah,
left,
I
and
wanna-
Duddy Dud misses that shot out to Icy. A tough one there.
Yeah, and that's not going to stick there. Icy playing goalie this round, switching it up from offense in the last one. He's going to be the anchor man to stop those points from being scored.
You get that slide tackle every 3 seconds. Got to be precise at when you're trying to steal the ball. Poke, a chance
right.
for him against
Lots of
Icy
stamina.
again.
Full
Right
breakaway.
side, it's too high.
Ooh.
Oh, he nearly had another chance as well. but
Taken by the
just
goalie,
out of the
Icy.
way.
Great
Yeah.
work.
Good work by the goalie. You got to catch that. You got to get them, charge them down, get the ball. If they're within the goal zone here, you have the power. Make sure to capitalize on that and ensure you don't let them do it again. Now the home team unrelenting on offense here. I don't think away teams even had a shot on goal yet, while the home team has
haven't
had
really.
full control
Nice.
the entire
Nice
time.
cross.
Yeah, good spin there, using those abilities wisely.
Nice skip.
Nearly there. Icy saves it at the last second.
Gosh, Icy is just the ice wall here, not letting anything get in.
Another pass, and they just keep going. Poke, third chance of the game. This
This
one
one
has it.
sticks. I mean, that is unrelenting here. Good work for Poke Dragon. I mean, they're going to step it up here. You can't rely on Icy this hard to just stop every shot here. We've already seen 5, maybe more shots on goal here. One was bound to go in.
But every kickoff, another chance. Roby in possession, and for the first time, a bit of offense going. The Death Eagle has possession, switches back. Towards Max. Goal, somewhat open, but defenders do well, and they push it back the other way.
Yeah, all right here. Can this happen for
Here's
the
Poke
away
again.
team? As again, they lose control of this ball so fast. Okay, here we go. We got a breakaway here. Finally.
Great cross.
Oh, look at that.
Amazing
Players
pass.
downfield. They are ready. No offside on this one. Roby, time to shine. Pull it back for the team.
Nice
Yes,
fake.
look at that cross up. That's what you want to do. You want to bait one direction for the goalie. Make him use the dive and then switch real hard, real fast back to the side of the goal.
I saw somebody on chat earlier asking Roby to lock in, and it looks like he read the chat and sure did.
Yeah, Roby
Great goal.
is, again, a master gamer and a developer on his own. He knows every
master
element of the
gamer.
Roblox world creation as well as playing.
Master
Wonderful
gamer.
stuff.
Roby, one of those players who said he had never
Master
played
gamer.
SLS before qualifying to this event. Clearly learns
Master
quickly.
gamer.
You got to in this competition. Roby
Yes.
again in
Master
possession. Chance
gamer.
for back-to-back goals from this man. Can he make it happen?
Master
Defenders
gamer.
on him. A pass back wide towards
Oh.
mid.
A
Possession
master
changes over the
gamer.
line.
A
Still
master
again,
gamer.
Roby might have it back here. Death Eagle now
Master
stolen.
gamer.
He's getting so close, but the defenders doing well here from home.
Yeah, Poke
going
Dragon
to
doing a good
sleep.
job here, actually shining in this game too here, coming to play to the home. Wow, that goal!
Wow.
Through 4 or 5 defenders, the Death Eagle threads the needle. The one European at this event. You know, you'd think maybe a bit more of an expert on soccer. No, he's at his favorite team. Said a Lithuanian basketball team.
Oh,
Still
there
showing
we
up
go.
in soccer regardless.
Yeah, good to see some life out of the away team here, who now pulls ahead 2-1, which just shows you it's not about the shots on goal, it's about shooting accurately here.
Okay, got a little fancy
Here we
there
go
for no
again,
reason.
Roby.
Oh man, Roby showing
back
he
in a
came
minute.
to
The
play
food
in
is about to
soccer.
arrive.
Oh,
Chase
it's the
it
short
over
guy from the
goalie.
goalie.
That's brutal. He dove just past the ball. Nearly made that save. Bit of a heartbreaker for Shafe.
That's his
Yeah.
second goal. Can he get a hat trick this game?
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
I know, their team now up 3-1, just like that. What was looking as a rough scenario for the away team to start this is suddenly on fire. Home team's got to
pass.
channel up what they were doing at the start of this and see if they can get that offense flowing. Oh, gosh, and a missed pass.
Is this another opportunity? No. Goalkeeper's just going to take it and push it back down the middle of the pitch.
All right, we'll see here. Things get a little quieter here as the teams kind of cluster. Can they get the breakaway?
Here's another opportunity for the Death Eagle.
Good spin,
Shot
good spin.
left.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
not
and he's
Oh,
there.
nice save.
Shafe, he's so impressive on the goalkeeper.
Yes, yeah. Great job keeping my goal coming from the first game.
Yeah, that last second save here. Again, you don't want to be staring down the Death Eagle with this soccer ball. He comes fast and furious.
Man, Shafe is on point today. That's another save.
Yeah, the goalies are doing a good job in this game. Offense is pretty unrelenting in Super League soccer. So you got to be on it. Here we go.
Icy, this
Ice.
is your chance, and unfortunately, Duddy Dub just better in that position. A great bait out from him, and that should tie this game back up.
Yeah, you know, it's hard. You can't blame the goalie in that situation. When you've got a one-on-one with that much time, it
Yes.
should be the offense's ball here. You need a defensive player to be there with you.
And that's the issue. We've seen a lot of these teams clumping heavy for the offense, and that can work well, but sometimes you take risks with that. You have no defenders, and your goalie gets kind of left out to dry.
Yeah. All right, closing into a minute left here. The score is 2-3, and again, anyone's game. I'm shocked. No blowouts happening here in soccer. We are seeing fierce competition. And can the away team pull it back? No, they lose it.
Oh, they have it back, though. Line has a
returned it.
good pass. Goes a little wide to Duddy Dud. Off this left side, it's a tough angle to get a shot through,
Oh,
and the
that's-
pass is
yeah.
not in
Ole.
time.
Beautiful. You need that from your defenders there. A strong offense. Force the pass. Force them into the corner.
Oh, Roby, a shot maybe here. Can he get dove on in time?
Oh,
Pass
nice
back
pass
to
to himself. Oh,
You see that attempt of the self-assist backboard into a sliding
I
kick.
just
He
knew I was
almost had
overloaded.
that pulled
Whatever.
very
out.
smart move.
I got fries.
Jay just missed that slide.
Duddy might go for a second goal in a row.
Here's his 1v1 against the
Tying
goalie
it up.
left side.
Hey,
Oh,
nice.
goal. Duddy Dud lands finds it again. He's on fire this game.
Yeah, quick, short shot. The goalie wasn't ready for it. Overshot the dive and could not get the defense. We are closing in to a potential tie on another 30 seconds remaining in this round.
I mean, you can see the two forwards on the team, each with 2 goals. A great choice in their position.
All right. What are you focusing now? You think you want to play defensive or go all out here in the last 30 seconds knowing you've got a tie game?
You got to go on the offense.
Yeah.
Duddy Dud knows it.
These are the best players in the world.
Yeah, it's true. Go for that win. Don't risk it in the free shots. You don't want to have free kicks.
Lime wants his chance here. Poke Dragon keeping possession for home. Is there anyone to receive that? Up front, Duddy Dud.
The striker.
Could he close it out?
The
Back to
striker
back,
for
the goal.
Bloxy-Cola.
Oh, narrowly misses out. And with only a few seconds left, it goes back down the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, that was a hard, low probability goal there, but ball's moving down.
And it's overtime.
And it's over. Again, another tie into the free kicks. Let's see what we got here.
Poke Dragon bait down.
Oh, that was
Great
a
movement,
strong bait. Pulls the goalie completely out with a whiff dive and gets an easy, easy tap in. Death Eagle here. Let's see if he can continue his streak. And boom, that is that patented crossover from the Death Eagle. He has got a good look here. Really baits goalies well.
It makes it look easy.
Good
Yeah,
on
he
these
does.
goals. Chafe, the goalkeeper, hero of the first match. He's good again. 2 goals in a row for home.
Yeah, you can see they've really developed a better strategy here, going again in overtime. They've all had some practice.
Man,
Oh, they definitely learned from game 1. No one is missing.
Ooh,
That's
Icicle
safe, though.
misses one there. That's a
Yeah.
little rough. The goalie finally coming out here, not as warmed up as the rest of the players.
oh, he had a chance for redemption, but Duddy Dud sneaks it by. 3 goals landed in a row.
Yeah, this could be time for them to really shut this down. If this goalie pulls off this defense. Oh, and he does! This is now a dangerous
Shame.
scenario. Do or die.
Shea Farnaway looking like the strongest goalie today.
All
Definitely.
right, if he puts this in, it's game over.
Icy, tough position, can't save it.
Wow.
4
Just
goals
like
landed,
that.
and that's
And it is
game.
over.
Home team.
All right, so we got on this team, Antarel, Death Eagle. I don't know if I saw the names here, but we're going to see it shortly after the judges tally up some scores. We will go back to the board and show you guys where the standings are. But here are our players here. Fantastic performance from everyone. Some spirits higher than others.
Shafe only got 16 points in DTI, but thus far, he's won both matches here in Super League Soccer.
Yeah.
He's starting to compete with some of those top players now. Goes to show there's always time to come back here.
Yeah, and again, you're never out here. Again, we've got many games on our way on what is a crazy Roblox octathlon today. But let's see those scores from match 2.
All right, so a couple players undefeated here. Lime, Shafe as well as Poke Dragon are all looking good there. But Lime and Shafe, the 2 members to win both matches back-to-back in Super League Soccer.
You know, when the folks needed that, I'm seeing a lot of the current leaders on the loss for that round. So that means the points are swinging back to the folks who need it most. An impressive display here on round 2.
Yeah, those
All
guys
right.
trying to go 3-0 into this 3rd round if they even can end up on the same team. Again, it's randomized every time of how these teams lay out. So we'll wait for the players to shuffle back in and have one last round here in Super League Soccer. I'm liking the development we're seeing throughout. I think they did a much better job this time of setting up for some of those passes, especially the home team.
Absolutely, yeah, the whole team. I mean, Dudda leading as striker scored 3 goals that game, along with Shafe's amazing saves. Definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, you're going to be happy to have either of those guys on your team going into the last round. Still some players who have yet to take home a game here in Super League Soccer. Icy, Poke Dragon, those guys definitely have the pressure on them as we head into this final round.
Yeah, they'll need it because they had such a strong showing in that first round here. To fall in Super League Soccer is a little rough. But hey, it's a whole day of competition ahead
It
and
is.
not the last chance here. Well, folks, this was an exciting one. Super League Soccer has been a wonderful game here. Some fun facts about Super League Soccer. It is one of the top sports games on Roblox. And actually, the governing body of soccer for North America, Central America, and the Caribbean actually released a mascot through Super League Soccer specifically. That was their major announcement. So it's exciting to see these actually large governing bodies using Super League Soccer as a way to talk to their fans and do some major releases. So it is a legitimate and recognized game in the world of soccer.
And up there with some of the iconic Roblox games we're playing today, the super classic ones like the way we're ending, of course, with Tower of Hell. This is a relatively new game, but it's definitely taken off very quickly. Similar vibe to Dress to Impress.
Correct.
Let's take a look back and see some of the highlights from that second game. Was a very exciting one here, Enyu.
Yeah, taking a look here. I can't tell whose costume that is, but there's
That's a
Roby.
Roby.
Yeah, Roby coming in strong
Yeah.
at the beginning with 2 goals, right? So unfortunately, he has not won a game.
Yeah, that is painful to see. Such strong
Yes.
individual play here, but could not actually eke out the win. Look at
Yeah.
another breakthrough, and that goal was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I love that one.
Yeah.
You got to feel bad for Shafe there. He dove just past the ball. Almost had that one.
To get past Shafe, I mean, it's not an easy task. So Roby's 2 goals are very impressive.
Yeah, Duddy Dud as well. I mean, I feel like we can't say enough good things about him in this one. He's looked so good on that offense.
Yeah, definitely needs to continue playing the striker for the next game.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff here. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about our players here. We're
please.
taking a brief pause here to get our next game ready. I know they've come from a lot of different places all over the world, or some are from around the world, some from Canada, and a handful of them all from here in America.
Yeah, I believe we have a Canadian, and then we have one guy, the Death Eagle, coming from Lithuania. Everyone else here is living in America. We have a Korean American as well, born in South Korea. So a pretty diverse group of guys here from different places around the world and around the country to come out and compete today.
Yeah, we had some fun stuff. The Death Eagle on camera right there, you know, a really impressive player. Not only did he come all the way from Lithuania, he actually turned 18 on the plane ride over 2 days ago, which is required for this competition. So we were excited to see that. That was fate. What did you do on your 18th birthday?
You mean yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. That's right.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no one does, but I bet you didn't compete for $1 million. So that is an exciting twist on an 18th birthday that a lot of us don't get a chance to do.
No, I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous of these guys.
Yeah, well, I think they put in the work, and it's paying off here. Nothing like a couple thousand hours of real play time dedicated and focused on the skill. And really, the competition itself, the hunt, was a wild competition.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the qualification? Because it was very different than how we're actually playing the games here today. A lot more about solving puzzles and having to do some really challenging stuff to make it through.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing through 25 events, these contestants, as well as 100+ million, had to compete over solving intricate puzzles, solving clues, solving tests, and actually dealing with a handful of missions across all of these games. The competition took over a week and hours of gameplay, and it was really a collective thing. We had some pretty master puzzle solvers build these internally, including a handful of PhDs within the company who specialize in puzzle algorithms. And what's wild about that, some of our top players here actually completed those puzzles over twice as fast as the PhD masters internally at Roblox who helped construct them and peer tested with each other. So really like unfathomable talent when it comes to completing complex puzzles.
Yeah, I think it's so cool as well. Some of the different backgrounds. A guy like Icicle here, he's native to the area, grew up in the Bay, but he went to college for robotics, and he said like one of his biggest hobbies is like web puzzles, is riddles, is trying to solve challenges like that. As I imagine, looking at robotics would be a similar thing there as well. So pretty cool that he got to cash in on that skill set, but now gets to show a pretty different one with actually playing a competitive game and coming out here. All these guys have had different backgrounds. They've obviously played a ton of Roblox, but for most of them, this is going to be one of their first times playing an in-person competitive event like this, and certainly will be the biggest one any of these guys have ever played.
I like that you guys just gave out some facts about where the players are from, because now the chat is going to supporting their home countries with Lithuania, the US, and Canada, along with Team Bloxy Cola or The Witcher's Brew. So a lot of competition in the chat as well. Very exciting.
Yeah, we have 2 Canadians as well. Poke Dragon hailing from Saskatchewan, and then another player in here, Anonymous Lime, coming over from Ontario as well.
I'm rooting for Canada.
Yeah?
Canada. That's where you're living right now, and you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The folks don't know.
First time revealing it.
Okay. Now we know.
No one could ever guess. I imagine. Are you rooting for Lime then? Another guy from Ontario?
I am rooting for. Honestly, I'm rooting for Roby. I think he deserves some points in this competition. He's been doing really well, scoring the goals. So I hope to see him win the next game.
Yeah, a lot of our players, when they talked about their expertise, I would say the most common games they told us was Tower of Hell. Tons of Obby players, you heard it in the intro.
Yeah.
And Rivals as well, our penultimate game, the first-person shooter arena game there. So for a lot of these guys, it's a matter of being great and being confident in the later stages of the tournament, but you still need to make it there. There's 10 players in this competition. 6 are going to get eliminated in this qualifying round. And even then, you have to play a driving game before you even get to some of the ones you're going to be the most comfortable with. And even when you are there, it's going to be the highest pressure you've ever felt playing those games.
Yeah, as a reminder from the folks at home, we are a couple minutes, or hopefully seconds away from our final game of Super League Soccer, and this will be the first time we progress a player. So the first rounds of this are going to be a progression-based, as you heard from us earlier. But just a reminder for the folks just tuning in here, we're going to be closing out one more match of Super League Soccer, and we will progress our first player who will be in the top 4.
Our players that we're looking at to be the most likely to make it here are going to be Death Eagle, 66 points. Jay, 63, and Dudadud at 60 points as well. Those are the front runners right now. Remember, a win in Super League Soccer gives you 20 points. There's no bonus points for being the best goalkeeper, being the best person who's going offensive and actually hitting those shots into the goal. So it comes down to how well your team can do. And let's say all those guys ended up on the same team, it would be the Death Eagle, thanks to his great performance in DTI, who would be the first qualified member.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
Only
right.
for this round.
Only for this one, and then no more teams.
Free for alls.
Then the friendships end. But yeah, the top 9 are within 20 points of each other. So again, it is anyone's game. You definitely want to get that win here and secure your spot early on in this competition.
That you do. For some context, one of our players is having an issue with their headphones. We have our admins looking into it right now and working through that issue. We'll give you more updates as soon as they're available. We do want to make sure that everyone has properly working equipment and the field is perfectly fair before we start another round with stakes as high as this.
So for anyone at home wondering why we're yapping, that's why.
Very concise, thank you.
Someone
All
else
right, well, it seems like we are still going to be waiting just a bit to get into that one. So why don't we go ahead and check in with our correspondents, Geach and Sabrina. How you guys doing? What do you think of Super League Soccer thus far?
Oh my gosh, we screamed whenever Roby hit the ball right over Shape. We were actually back here screaming. That was really intense. That match was amazing. I actually haven't watched a gameplay of Super League Soccer, so I thought that was really entertaining.
Yeah, and I'm not a big sports girly myself, but that move, my heart is still pounding from some of these moments. I've been in here taking notes, it's that real. Really impressed by Death Eagle, watching all of this gameplay. I mean, I don't have the coordination. You'll hear me say that a lot today. I don't have the coordination for something like that, but I feel like I've been literally watching the World Cup or something just on the screen via Roblox. It's so cool. It's amazing. It's been so fun to watch back here. I know everybody.
I have a fun fact for you.
Oh, yeah?
About the World Cup, by the way. Super League Soccer hosted an in-game integration with FIFA for the launch of the Club World Cup trophy, which is taking place in America this summer.
Rightfully so, because look, I mean, you would think that I was out here in South America screaming from the streets the way I've been hollering back here. I'm surprised.
She's not kidding. I'm just
Yeah, I hope I don't scare you.
No,
please,
you didn't.
Bring me back.
It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Who do you think so far? Who have you been impressed by so far?
I am rooting for Roby, Death Eagle. I really liked Jay in Dress to Impress. Jay has
some good looks.
Yeah.
In Dress to Impress.
And Death Eagles, obviously, the last one was the ice princess fairy. The two-wing thing was very impressive.
That was a good technique. It's always good in Dress to Impress to try and see how you can layer your stuff to make it look more, exciting and more fancy, more cutesy, more demure. I'm not good at that at all. That's not my thing. I'm not a fashion girly, as you can see.
Shall we take a look at what the chat is saying?
Yeah, let's see. What's the chat saying
All
today?
right, chat. Who do you think is going to win this next match? Let's see what they all say.
When we came in, I saw a lot of people rooting for Death Eagle, which I can understand why after seeing
I've been seeing a
that
lot of
gameplay
Shape as well.
Yeah,
a lot of
let's
fans
see.
of Shape, Death Eagle. Chicken Jockey, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Blocks Fruits. Yes, Blocks Fruits is a great game.
Blocks Fruits?
Okay.
Lithuania. We've got some Lithuania. Okay.
It looks like the chat is enjoying this, though. Go ahead and hit the like if you are watching.
All right, so Sabrina, if your avatar in Roblox had a soccer celebration, what's that gonna look like?
Oh my gosh. It's probably gonna be sort of like a big galaxy explosion.
I can understand. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick it back over to our casters so we can get this last match started for Super League Soccer.
Oh my god, that took so long.
All right, folks, we are back here. We've got hopefully we are closing in on the opening of this last match here, but a couple more seconds for you to enjoy the soothing sounds of our voices with our faces. It's a wonderful thing.
We just take a look at, stare at J Party's beautiful face.
Yeah, that's a real stall content. For some context, viewers at home, they're still sorting out some of these tech issues, making sure the monitors and the headsets for one of our contestants is working perfectly. I pulled up some trivia for you guys. You guys are Roblox experts, right? Would you consider yourself such?
Yeah, absolutely. A historian.
Would you consider him an expert?
Yeah, NU is, regardless of his opinion on it, he is a master of all things.
Don't put me on the spot.
All right, I'm going to ask some questions. Just slap the desk to buzz in. This one should be easy. What year was Roblox officially released to the public?
Here you go.
I'm going to say 2006.
Ding, ding, ding. Good
Yes.
job, NU. That's the first point to you.
There's no one in
Another
oh
year
my
question.
God, I need to get a paper
What
towel.
year did Roblox introduce the ability to create and sell game passes?
Okay, I know this one. Some
Go
of the
ahead.
birth of the expansion of our developer program. I believe it's 2012.
You're correct. Another one. This one about number of players. In chat, you guys should play along too. Write in chat who you think this is. See how well you know Roblox. Which game on the Roblox platform holds the record for the most visits as of 2024?
It's probably the wrong answer, but I'm going to I'm going to say Blox Fruits.
Incorrect.
That is incorrect. I'm curious. I'm going to give the folks on the chat a couple seconds to respond here. I think they know this one, and it is a surprising favorite amongst the roleplay community, if I know correctly, as I do love numbers, and that is...
How are they doing, Enya?
Brookhaven.
See that chat?
Yeah, what they get? They get it right. The answer, I believe, is Brookhaven.
The chat is still rooting for the players.
RP. Well,
They're still rooting
honestly,
for players.
Good for them.
Yeah,
That's what they should
absolutely.
be doing. I love to see that passion coming out. All right, another historic question. What was the original name of Roblox before it was officially launched?
Oh, this is a fun one. Dude, the folks... this is a good one for chat. I wonder if they do know this one.
Yeah.
I might even be wearing those socks. Oh, no, wait, I'm not. We didn't... It's different ones. I believe it was called Dynablocks.
You're correct.
Dynablocks was the original, and it was a physics simulator at the very start here. It was a pretty impressive little creation here to kind of demonstrate science and physics to kids and everyone around the world to kind of learn. And it turns out if you allow logic into a block, you can pretty much make any game the world has seen. And that's kind of the origin, I think, of all video games. And we saw it here in Roblox kind of evolving over the years from the old world of Dynablocks into the Roblox we have today. Full-fledged game engine. So, you know, for the folks at home, we're waiting. Go ahead, open studio, start publishing your own experiences, and find out what it means to create and build some of the coolest things around in the world.
What experience do you guys have with actually building games? Have you spent any time in the creation studio and tried that out much?
Yes, actually I have. I went through a tutorial with some of the developers here at Roblox. They went through a simple one for me, but they threw out some terms that were very complicated. I did not retain any of that information. So whoever can make games in Roblox are very smart.
It's so impressive what people actually put together and how much work it takes. I know you get to work with the devs on a day-to-day basis. Must be special to see what creative things people put together in this Roblox game.
I do, and it is fascinating to know our developers from around the world. They are incredible folks who do awesome and wonderful things, but they're also good people. I think that's such a fun part of Roblox. A lot of our creators are building things they want to play, they want to create. It's both a hobby and a profession for them, so we see incredible stuff.
Yeah, and for this tournament as well, we had to ask a lot of developers to change things up about their games and make modifications for this tournament, and it seems like everyone was pretty willing to do that as well.
All right, folks, so here's the deal. We are trying to ensure this is a fair competition as much as possible, and I believe we're ready to get back in it. But to solve some of this out, we're going to be removing the headsets for this next round of Super League Soccer here to ensure it is an even playing field for all 10 of our players. And guess what? I think they're on the pitch.
It's going to be new teams, a new look, and a last chance to make it. Two players competing for that top spot. Duddy Dud and Death Eagle. One of them will be able to be the first making it through. That or 3J, who's going to be on the same team here. Mad Max in possession, sends it up. Good pass, but a little too wide. No one super well in position to receive. Another pass going back. Chance for a goal, and it's not in. Shafe again on the defense,
Shafe once again.
Yeah, almost bobbles the ball from the goalie there. Thankfully, he recovers that, and it is out of there. Another chance for another play.
I'm looking for Roby.
Yeah.
Which team is he on?
A crowd favorite, again, without a win under his belt and maybe the most goals on the field. Hopefully, Roby gets his big break soon.
He's going to be back on the green team there, joined by Duddy Dud. Jay as well, rocking with the home team.
Indeed, indeed. Again, a little slower of a start here. No one really securing those quick goals in this third game here. I'm sure the defense is starting to shore up and understand the strategies from all the players.
Good defense from Lime. A new person stepping into the goalkeeper position.
That's true. This is the first time with Lime here, and I know they discussed briefly beforehand who would be the goalie as they need to rotate that with their new teams.
Wow.
The quick
Looks like a lot of
turnovers
fouls there, but nothing being called. What is happening?
Where's the referee? Those slide tackles are not coming in from the correct angle.
It is vicious in this game. The only way to change possession other than a missed pass is to just go for those slide tackles. Not going to get the red card.
Oh, and definitely, and this is that. Oh, not in the sweet spot. I know they try to put it just out of the goal box here. Definitely a specific strategy tied to SLS, and that's what you got to understand here with the best players in the world. Understand the mechanics perfectly well, and we see that kind of sweet spot in the corner. When you don't have an out-of-bounds mechanic, it's definitely where you want to put it for some of the safer passes.
Let's check in with Jay, one of our top performers thus far. Passes it to his goalie, and he'll send things back into the middle yet again. This one a bit more reserved from our teams than the first, but maybe a chance here. No, Shafe, again, very good on the defense.
Yeah, closing in on that first minute. It has passed, and we are still 0-0. Lowest scoring by far, and really low shots on goal in general. Nothing too serious. It's been pretty casual. Defense playing it up.
Maybe that long pause really slowed down their adrenaline.
Absolutely. Gave the players time to breathe here. And I think, again, we're seeing a bigger plan. These folks are learning just as much as we are, again, how they play, how they perform, what the strategies are. But here's the first breakaway, and that is it.
Death Eagle.
Our top player in the standings thus far, Death Eagle with 66 points. If he can win this game, he would bring home the first spot in the top 4 for himself, and he wants to do it with his own hands.
I know, we've talked a lot about his skill in so many competitions. If anything, the players maybe need him to get out now. Give other people a chance here, as he has demonstrated that he has a strong fortitude for a broad array of game types.
It is truly a luxury to qualify this early. But it seems like there is a bit of a technical problem with the match. For competitive integrity, the admins have made the decision to reset this game. So forget what you saw in that one. We're resetting to where we were. With 2 games finished on Super League Soccer, 1 yet to play. We want to ensure that with stakes is high, everything is perfectly competitive and fair for our players. So they're making that call. We'll get you guys back into game with the proper 3rd match as soon as possible when that technical issue is sorted.
All right, well, it wouldn't be a sporting event without something to solve in the physical world. So we're going to get that resolved here, folks. Thankfully, that was a much slower game here. Defense was really dominating that one. Not a lot of hard breakaways. So, you know, it is what it is, but still an exciting day of competition. So while the team figures that out, we're going to talk about a couple other things here. Maybe get to know some of our players. Maybe some fun facts about the folks competing today. As you can see, the players responding color. So as we go about the day, their outfits will be marked with that, so you can understand who they are.
It matches the monitor back there, so you can kind of reference the face to the player as well of who the real person is repping that Roblox avatar.
And they've got their outfits to match here, a very stylish way to identify folks and keep it cohesive. So very cool stuff.
Indeed it is. It looks like they also have pretty jackets as well with their names that are matching up for this event. And
yeah, can I get one of those after this is done? Or just steal it off their backs? I like those jackets.
Well, don't let him in the player room. He's going to just start pickpocketing people for jackets.
If somebody wins the $1 million, they could afford to give me their jacket.
I want to see if we could take another look at those points maybe, because we're starting to get to the point, like we were talking about, where the first player is going to qualify their way into things. And every time you win at Super League Soccer, you get 20 points. You see it thus far for Shafe and Duddy Dud. But the overall standings right now have the Death Eagle and Jay and Duddy Dud as the top 3 players. So basically, if any one of those players is to win this next round and they don't have someone with more points than them on the team, that's basically their ticket into the top 4. So definitely important things to look at and important players to keep watch on as we get into this final round of Super League Soccer.
Exciting times, but don't worry, after that, we're going to be playing some blade ball, we're going to be playing some slap battles, and of course, doors to round out this progression system in the first set.
I want to ask you guys, we got a lot of games today. What are you most excited to watch?
My favorite on the list is definitely Blade Ball, and that's coming up next, so I can't wait to see that.
Why do you like it so much?
I like that it's fast-paced, action-packed, and not a lot of teamwork because I'm not into that. I like individual competition, so I like to see that bring out their fierce competitor in these players. So I think that would be very exciting. A lot more shouting in the back, probably.
Yeah, Blade Ball is an exciting game of reaction speed. You know, I'm pretty excited for Rivals myself. I know we've talked to a lot of these players. Rivals is one of their favorites, but I think as just an internal employee, we play a lot of Rivals. Especially how promotions are decided within Roblox. Fun fact here, so always ensure you're on a team where you're better than your boss at Rivals.
How do I apply?
I know.
That sounds like a great job.
Love it. So that's going to be a real exciting thing to hear.
I think I have to agree on Rivals. When I was prepping for this event, I played all the games, and I gave myself like a good few hours to practice them all, and I think I spent half the time just playing Rivals. Because I got a win streak going, and I was like, I can't stop now. It's really addictive. I love how the movement has so much skill expression in it. You can really go back and forth with the slides. You can out-movement your opponent in a lot of ways. And with that main AR only having 20 bullets, precision, movement, it's all super important. So a super fulfilling game to play, and one that even for players that hadn't played it before, I think a lot of them had the same feeling we did, that it was one of those games that just gets you hooked once you start playing.
Yeah, high adrenaline, high-paced play, and a fun competitive mode to boot. It's really got the perfect recipe.
Looks like it's 2-1, Rivals versus Blade Ball. I want to see what the chat says. Let us know what your favorite games are on here today.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of them. in the meantime, I think we might just toss it over to our correspondence team. I know they've had some
It's
time to think,
probably-
some time to talk. What's going on over there?
Hello, J Party. We
Are
are
the
just
dolls-
talking about our experience in this event ourselves, right? Beach.
Yeah, so
Alright.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not good at any of these games, so I already know my strengths.
I'm
and I
into
just, when the hunt
FPS.
start, I do my thing. I jump in. I just kind of
stuff
like
like
dibble
that.
and dabble here and there. Nothing too serious, but Sabrina, you actually had a chance to. You got all the tokens, right?
I got all the mega tokens. I did. I think I did a total of 19 hours streaming live. It's not as long as some other people. However, I did have the help of the community, so I had a little bit of a people helping me through.
W community. Which would you say was the most challenging game?
Oh my gosh, definitely pressure. I literally there's a clip of me screaming. I'm like, no, like because I tried for 4 hours straight before I beat it. Yeah.
What?
So I got the mega token after like 4 hours. Yeah. And they did nerf it though. So
did they nerf it before or after you got the mega token?
After.
Of course.
After.
Because that's how it goes. That's what happens. And so when you were working through that, did you have your community helping you with that as well, or were you just gunning for it?
They're in there just giving me moral support because I was literally just doing the same thing over and over and dying over and over. Yeah.
And you didn't.
But I became a pro by the end. Like I felt like my last run was so good. I should upload it as a video.
You definitely should, because after 4 hours, Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put it out there for the people to see. So how did you actually what was your intro to Roblox? How did you get into Roblox?
I started in 2017. I had a gaming channel already. People were, commenting, you should try Roblox, you should play Roblox. I actually played it with my little brothers at first. And then I was like, this is kind of cool. There's so many games. And it just, within like that year, we became Roblox exclusive DJ. Nice. My boyfriend, who also is part of the channel, Terabyte Games.
Shout out to DJ. Yeah, so similar to me as well. I actually started because of my children. Hi, children. Yeah, so it was one of those things, where they kind of introduced me to it. Is, of course, Mommy, you should play this game with us. And then I get on, and now that's like all I do is play Roblox.
That's awesome. That's such a good thing to bond over.
It is. It's really cool, and it's nice because it's you can there's such a wide range of options when it comes to Roblox. Everybody who knows me can tell you I drive them nuts all the time. I'm just constantly preaching the gospel of Roblox.
What's your favorite genre of game on Roblox?
Horror.
That's your favorite?
Yes, I love horror. I like horror games.
So you like Doors?
So about that.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll talk more about that later.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, while we wait to get into that, we're gonna go ahead and get back to our caster so we can watch this last match of Super League Soccer. Thanks, guys.
All right. We are back again, folks, and hopefully we are getting through things here. We are just checking out what's going on in-game and hopefully testing the replacement equipment to ensure the playing field remains even.
Yeah, so it's going to be our third round of Super League Soccer. Reminder of the stakes. Our first player that qualifies to the top 4 double elimination rounds will be decided here. The player with the highest points at the end of our first round, our final round of Super League Soccer will be that player making it through. So exciting stuff here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of those guys who are going to be the focus here as well. And actually, we're ready to go. Let's get into the game. Enough yapping from us. Let's start this last match of Super League Soccer. It looks like the players just getting their ready checks right now and getting set on the teams. I can't wait on you.
Yeah, and just to go back, a couple minutes ago, I asked the chats what their favorite game is, and it looks like the most popular answer is Doors. So all 3 of us are wrong.
Doors is fun.
Yeah, Doors is great. So stay tuned, everybody. Doors is coming up really soon.
Yeah, Doors will be the deciding match in this one. But for now, the deciding match of this first session is underway, as guess what? They're on the pitch. The players are ready. Let's get this kickoff here. Again, the final round of Super League Soccer. The first winner will be chosen here. And boy, you get a long break if you win this first cluster.
And our 2 strikers, the 2 center fielders, Dud-a-Dud.
Dud-a-Dud.
And of course, on the other side, the Death Eagle.
Death Eagle.
Trying to compete to make it into that top 4.
Yeah, Dud-a-Dud showing he's not a dud in this game at all here. Doing a great job. I believe scoring our inaugural goal of the entire set here. See if he can do it again in this game.
Can I just make a prediction here? We got Dud. Oh!
I mean, he's not going to let you talk, and you Dud-a-Dud. Another goal. He started us strong here, and he wants to qualify.
Hey, my answer has not changed. Definitely the away. They got Dud-a-Dud and Roby on the same team, two amazing strikers. I feel like they can pull this off.
Yeah, this is his chance. The Roby comeback here, he deserves it. He's been doing such a great job here. And look at this, the team gets the breakaway again. Can the away team do it?
Jay and the Death Eagle are two top players thus far on the same team here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, nearly another goal there. That would have tied the game, but not today. Death Eagle has it back in possession and will pass to his teammate off the side.
Ooh.
That pass was a little dangerous.
That was a dangerous, the old crossover on your own goal there.
Set up for another one, though. Pass back to the Death Eagle. Oh, we can't get it. Goes a little bit wide. No.
Oh,
but
just
a good time. Here's his shot. His chance. Death Eagle. Oh,
it looked like it went in, but it didn't.
It was very close.
Attempt there, a little short. Not the Death Eagle's usual style of the cross goal. He kind of kept that a little too short. And easy,
great teamwork there by the away team. A lot of amazing passes.
That's a scary spot. When you see the cluster just gathering on the net, it's hard to tell what's really going to happen there, and it's a good chance for the offense to get a score.
Looking at this match, on your home team, you have the Death Eagle with 66 points. On the other side, Dudadud has 60 points on the away team. If home or away wins, their respective top-scoring player will be the first one qualifying. So especially for those two, this is where their performance counts.
Everyone must be really hungry for this win.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of commotion from the players in the back. Passions are high here. Oh, slip and fall results in a quick goal there.
That's 2 goals in a row for Dudadud.
The world's greatest striker.
The away team showing they came to play in this round here. Dudadud gets the 2 goals for his team so far. Off to a really strong start, but again, with 3 minutes remaining, we've seen major comebacks.
Dudadud is truly doing this for himself, trying to get himself in.
Yeah, again, his own breakaway. We'll see if we see that backboard shot. No, ooh, I like it. Baits in the defender a bit, but it's not enough. Jay gets the steal, and it's out.
Here's a chance at offense. This game has been all about our top scorers, but maybe a new member stepping up. Antarell needs to score some more points in this group stage, and with the help of Icy, here's his chance. Open goal. It's in.
No, it is not, but the chaos continues here. A dangerous spot, and they're going to get it out. I think that's the right move here. Just get some time to breathe. Death Eagle is a one-man army here on offense.
Oh.
Antarell again takes possession, passes to Icy. That duo back at it again. Can they land it? No. Lime. Good on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an important goal to save there. You really want to keep your hopes alive here. 2 goals is nothing to catch up to. That 3rd goal gets a little dangerous.
We proved it in our first game. It was an 0-2 comeback to make it to overtime there.
Yeah.
Great save by Anonymous.
This is the true efficient
way. You're not going to get the charge down on the goalie there, hopefully. Ooh.
Oh, and another save.
Death Eagle cannot catch a break.
I know. He's trying his hardest here, but the offense.
Bro, I did the tutorial.
For the away team.
It is really tough for Jay and Death Eagle here. They're going up against Shafe. He's been the best goalkeeper of the day.
Dude.
Roby went from an amazing striker to a great defender, really holding it down for the away team.
Yeah, and they need some of their best players there trying to play defense on the Death Eagle, who shows that he's unrelenting on offense.
Antarell's done well. A couple key steals for him, but he's yet to actually get a goal off of it. Another steal, but it's back into the possession of the home team, and again, they steal it out of the clutches of the Poke Dragon.
Oh, and here's the breakaway. Can he do it? His best shot at it yet. And it's easy peasy. Death Eagle keeping their hopes alive here. He is unrelenting on offense.
He wants to keep that first spot in the competition so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is
I have 10 bullets.
Nice for him to get out early, get a little rest, stretch the fingers out, take a sip of water, and watch the rest of your competitors compete. Really see who the competition is going to be in the finals.
And it's just serendipitous that, again, it's Death Eagle and Dudadud on the kickoff together. Those two trying to make that qualification happen here.
No!
Back on the offense. No one defending but that goalie. However,
not sure what that was.
Home team's going to be a little ahead of it, and they'll pass back to the goalie safely.
Yeah. Easy exit, end that play. Oh, no, the goalie gets a missed kick.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Bit of a fumble there. Lime had his chance, tried to send it back up the middle, but a great position played in from Icy.
That was an actual mistake there from the goalie. Played it too short, and on a missed pass, it just comes right back to his team.
Same 2 players up at the kickoff.
Yeah. And
Okay,
again,
Dragon this time.
still down by 2 with a minute remaining. This is not over yet here. They're going to need to step up that offense as we see the Death Eagle again trying to get in position. Oh, but Dudadud plays it well. Slight delay allows him to break away with the ball.
Dudadud is still on the offense, even though they're up by 2. Oh, no, looks like he's killing time.
Yeah,
he's doing well at it. Down to 40 seconds. Tried to pass it out, but stolen by 3J at the last second. They need goals, and they need them quickly. 40 seconds to try and lock this up. But Antarell again, they're just killing time.
Yeah. Lockdown defense by the away team.
Yeah, that was a big steal here. Very important stuff here.
Lime defends yet again.
All right, back on the field and a shot for offense. I think the Death Eagle needs a support player here. He can't do this again all on his own.
It is 3-on-1, so
Oh
man.
my
And Terrell
gosh.
with how many steals?
And Terrell really came through in the Clutch Heroes defense. That was a 3-on-1 and manages the steal and ends the play.
And that's just not enough time left. Dud-a-dud. This is his opportunity. If they can wane down these last few seconds, they'll lock this game up. And that's time.
They're just standing still now. It's over.
3-1, the away team. They take things home, and that's Dud-a-dud. Our third place player heading into this round with 60 points. We'll claim 20 more, and that should be enough to put him ahead.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. We're going to let our judges tally some of those points. In the interim, we're going to talk through some of the incredible things we just saw there as we bring to a close Super League Soccer, our only team event in the day here, working together to start because things are going to get fiercely competitive right after this.
They absolutely are. Really impressive stuff across the board from our players. I think my biggest takeaway players were honestly just the two stars, Dud-a-dud and the Death Eagle, were both looking excellent on the offense this game, but you can't forget Shafe and Lime, honestly, in that last round as well, holding things down at the goalkeeper.
And Terrell did great, played amazing defense there. But if I was Dud-a-dud right now, I'd probably feel like the main character. That is just, I must feel on top of the world if I was him.
It's the game that mattered for him. He was just in that tight race to make it into the top 4. And that win there, of course, we have to officially tally it still, but that should be enough to push him across the line. And let's take a look at those scores and get official confirmation. And there it is. Dud-a-dud takes home 40 points there from that one, but that's cumulative with their first points from DTI as well, where he had an additional 46 points.
Yeah, worth noting, Shafe, the only undefeated player in Super League today, holding it down with 60 points. You know, it's interesting, we didn't see as much of him on offense. He was a really strong defensive player and even a strong goalie.
Yeah, he had a pretty tough DTI as well. Only picked up 16 points in that round, but bounced back here in Super League.
Yeah. And that's a big opportunity for the comeback, which means a lot of our scores have shifted dramatically. After this, we will do the full calculation and show you where we stand. And again, we will crown the first progression in our tournament. And that player is going to go take a nice break in the back room, put their feet up, sip some water, and watch the competition from there until we get to the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really cool stuff there. The competition, though, only going to continue to heat up. We have a lot more games in this qualification round, but while we wait again for that final tally, let's go ahead and check in with our correspondence team.
Hello, thank you so much, Mimi. Geach, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, do you call it soccer or football?
Honestly, Sabrina, it depends on whether or not I'm wearing socks. You see, if I have socks on my feet, I'm going to call it soccer because that just makes sense. But, you know, if I'm barefoot, you know, it's got to be football. It just makes sense. I mean, why I'm playing the game with no shoes on, you know, we're not going to get into that. Maybe it was a wild night.
We're not going to tell her. We're not going to tell her.
No.
Okay, I have another question. Number 2, who do you think was the MVP today?
You know, I'm not going to lie. It was different for me each round. So, like, the first round, I was really watching Icy. Icy's goalie work was insane. Like, just, he was really going for it. Well, maybe, sorry, second round. First round, it was Death Eagle. Just straight out of the gate, just the juking and just ripping the ball and taking the shots. Like, I was really impressed by Death Eagle all the way through. And then at the end, though, Daddy Dad came through and really just showed, I'm not here to play with y'all. This is a game, but I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm coming to win this $1 million.
I think Shafe also is putting on a very good game today.
Shafe definitely did a great job. Shafe's defense, except we gotta talk about the Roby shot. We gotta talk about the Roby shot.
Somebody's gotta clip that.
Listen, it's getting clipped and both of you are going to be forever immortalized in Roblox history. You know, not necessarily for the best reason, maybe, you know, but Shafe, you know, great job regardless. Like, I probably it would have gone the same way, real life or in Roblox for me.
I agree. All right, let's take it back to you. Thank you so much for answering those questions.
All right, folks, we are back again. Exciting stuff here as we draw to a close. The first 2 games, you saw it here, Dress to Impress and Super League Soccer done and dusted. Now we're coming into our officially first contestant into our next round. Mimi, you want to let the folks know who it is?
Let's do it. After our first 2 games played, we have our first player advancing to the top 4. It's none other than Dud-a-dud. Congratulations to him. He'll have a chance to step back, take a bit of a break before coming back for the top 4. He's already 1 step closer to that $1 million.
All right, incredible stuff. Dededud really showed up with some fantastic scores in both of our first games. Let's see if we've got the leaderboard. We can pull it up and see the total scores of the day. Always fun to see where our players stand. Dededud advancing, and I'll let you know his score was 80. So 4 points ahead of Shafe. And then a little bit of a stretch from the Death Eagle. But you see all top 5 of those players within 20 points, which means that game of soccer mattered.
It definitely made the biggest difference because if I remember correctly, Death Eagle was very far ahead in the first place.
He was the best player of DTI.
Right, yes.
And as we take a look back at some of the replays from Super League Soccer, we can think about some of the best players from it, because Shafe, really, that guy, he went from 16 points in Dress to Impress to then rally back and win every single match of Super League Soccer. He was the only through line across our 3 victorious teams.
And here are Dededud's goals for these last 3 matches. Incredible.
Yeah, showing it. He started the competition off in SLS making those goals, and he ended it making goals.
And
there's
I mean,
the Death Eagle.
With games so close, 2 of them going into overtime, you got to feel a little bad for the Death Eagle because he was performing so well, but only managed to actually get the win in one of these. It goes to show that no matter how good you are, it always comes down to just your team and how good they are. Let's take a look at Dededud's reaction. This is him feeling things out and getting that win there, and you see how excited he is when he found out he was progressing to the top 4.
Oh, man, that is awesome, folks. Well, there are still 3 spots left, folks, and I think we're getting ready to see it. And you want to tell us what game's coming up next?
Yeah, that's right. So with 3 spots left, no one's going to go down without a fight, though, definitely. I hope you're all ready for an absolute battle now because Blade Ball is up next.
Game 3, Blade Ball. There are 5 free-for-all matches. The goal is to deflect the ball and hit your opponents. Last one standing wins. The contestant with the highest cumulative score will advance to the round of 4. Here's the scoring for each match.
All right. We are getting ready for Blade Ball, and this is one of the hype games of the day, I will say. And you said it was a favorite of his, but I'll say it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, so what should we be looking out for here today? Is there any strategies, anything like that we should get excited about as we are about to hop into our first match here, and you?
Fast reaction time. Who can click their mouse the fastest?
That's all it comes down to. And who can click it at the right time? Because you misclick there, you mess up, you don't have the block.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that part.
And I'm back. And here we are. We're into our first match of Blade Ball. With Dededud gone, it is just going to be 9 contestants competing for 3 spots. And you see how quick this gets going. A real back-and-forth rally.
Oh, and there we go.
Wow. You see how tough it is to react.
Yeah, the first player falls. And again, it's a quick game here. Slow to start with. Every hit speeds that ball up a little bit and a little bit more until we have the showdown at the end here.
By the way, guys, there are only 4 abilities unlocked in the Blade Ball match here. So there is going to be Freeze, which freezes the ball until parried or until 5 seconds. There's Blink, which allows the user to teleport up to 3 times before the cooldown. Rapture, which unleash a ferocious upward slash. And of course, Pull, which pulls the ball towards you. I'm not sure if anybody wants to use that, but that could be an interesting strategy.
Yeah, you see there a couple players with one of those abilities you were talking about. Largely, you're just going to be spamming that left click and making sure you're blocking, making sure you get the timing down right. It is going so quickly. Our players clearly adept with the reaction time. Freeze in play. Ball will come back going pretty quick onto Icy, and you see how fast it is out of that freeze.
Oh, misses it. Jumps and jukes himself there, throwing off his timing. Yeah, that's all it takes is a second, and that's why some of these abilities matter so much. You'd think slowing the ball down matters, but you throw off the defensive timing, waste your block too early, and guess what? You're a sitting duck.
Yeah, it's actually, you'd think on hearing the ability that it would be more about using to protect yourself, but you're almost always going to be using it to grief other players and freeze it right before it hits them and screw up their kind of internal clock.
Yeah, and there's that hit. Another player goes down here, and we are getting to the finals here. Roby's still in it. Exciting stuff here. We'll see if he can come back in this one. Sure. And there's the rundown. We see it there, an elimination. A final approach so strong of a strategy.
That was one of those strats you were talking about. We've seen here again. The reaction time's impeccable. Death Eagle, right from him, and it's a 1v1 against Antarel. This ball is only going to speed up. They run each other down.
Oh, and
Antarel
pulls it off.
Oh, there's one more left, though. Roby avoided being seen. And now he has this 1v1.
He's been sneaky.
That he has.
I did not see him all match.
Roby,
they run each other down.
Oh, the Rupture.
Very nice from Antarel. Great usage of all of those abilities there. And taking home our first of 5 rounds here in Blade Ball.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to see from the folks at home when you see that slight arc change, but it really comes down to a millisecond timing here. Anything matters to throw off your opponent. And down to that, and a quick mistake from Roby gets him second place with that one.
Yeah, impressive for Antarel, the oldest player that we have in the competition today, still looking really on top of things in what is basically just a reaction time test in Blade Ball.
Yeah, I mean, reaction time plus good gaming chairs definitely makes a good difference here. So great job, Antarel. Amazing defensive player in Super League Soccer, and you can see that in his blocking abilities here in Blade Ball. So definitely translated well.
Yeah, he wins the first round there. That's
He's cheating!
To him
He's
for winning that first round.
cheating!
And, you know, it wasn't a great TTI for him, but he won 2 games of Super League Soccer. He won this first match of Blade Ball, so he's starting to sneak up those standings real quick.
Absolutely, that's what matters. Can't lose spirit. This game is still very close. Looks like we've got some scores in here. Maybe we can check those out and let the folks at home know where we stand after that first game.
Yeah, Antarel there up top with 15. Roby, second place. The Death Eagle following along there as well. And it'll all the way down to 0 points with 3J.
He's cheating. He's
Unfortunately
just cheating.
first in our opening round of Blade Ball.
As a player, though, I really like Death Eagle, always on the offensive, you know, very brave, showing off his quickness. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, but I like to see him keep that going in the next match.
But placements are still important in Blade Ball. Making a top 3 across, what, 4 or 5 of these games, or even less than that, is still going to be enough, even if you're not winning every single one.
Yeah, we are seeing that as well. It is tight race amongst the top. So anything matters, every win. Can't let yourself get down. Momentum, be darned, come back and win it. And we're in here.
Here we go.
Match 2 of Blade Ball.
I'm looking at 3J here. I want a redemption run for him. He went out first in that opening round. Here's his chance to do a little bit better here. And thus far, he's mainly eluded the ball. Nice defense from him. And he's going to get into a bit of a rally early on.
Yeah, playing with that delay. Use those abilities now. Let folks kind of hopefully screw up their timing at the base level here. Knock out some of the good players with a surprise.
Freeze looks like the most popular abilities the players are electing to choose.
And there goes Icy down. Where is Death Eagle? This is a real cheeky spot.
Finding his way onto the tree. He knows things others don't. Look at that stylish avatar right there. Let's see if they can find where he even is. People might get a little confused when the ball disappears into the trees.
Damn.
Yeah, you can also kind of aim when you're bouncing back. So if you're not paying attention, you won't see him up there.
Again, Rapture,
Quick
very well.
Yeah, Rapture's showing a good job here. Everyone is really focused on that timing of a direct flight. When you see that arc and that increased speed, it throws things off.
So for viewers who haven't played a ton of Blade Ball, what does Rapture actually do, and how does it change how that ball travels?
Yeah, so Rapture is an upward slasher. You're seeing a different kind of velocity coming from the ball.
And that's that flaming sword icon we're seeing on a player like Poke Dragon.
Significantly increased curve and an influence on the power here allows for, again, a shift in timing, trying to throw off those reaction speeds.
Personally, I've never avoided a Rapture before. I've always died when it's used on me, so I'd like to see somebody survive that here.
It's going real quick here. Frozen up in midair. Who's it going to go after here? Death Eagle in the hot seat. Needs to reply. That's good for me.
Oh, wow. Actually, incredible anonymous line play there. You saw Death Eagle hit a direct shot to the person right to the right, and they still recovered it. At this point, this is where things heat up. People are going to be falling real quick at this ball speed.
Even with the freeze, he did not cover.
He did not count to 5 effectively. We'll have to bring that back to counting. Oh,
wow.
Look at that. Double. Roby turning it on. He could do it.
He was kind of the unsung hero of Super League Soccer, scored a lot of big goals, but only actually managed to win 1 round of it.
Oh, good freeze there. Giving Poke Dragon enough time to back up, though. Hopefully he's got the space. This ball's going to become nice and slow.
Going to max, yep.
He's cheating!
This is as fast as it's going to get going. Stepping back and forth. Our players doing well to react. It seems like it all comes down to the abilities with how you survive. And just the flick to the left there is very nice from Mad Max. I don't think Shafe was ready.
No, sending him back to the AFK zone to observe this match from afar.
Now Roby's on a tree.
Yeah, we'll see. It didn't work out for the Death Eagle, who did go down on his tree, but Roby, king of the jungle right now.
Rapture used. Actually, I think the first time we've seen Rapture not end in an elimination, but there's one back with the Rapture as well.
Look who we see again. Antarel, defense of the soccer, now showing this is what matters in Blade Ball.
I want to try and check in with Antarel. Let's see if he can go back-to-back here.
Yeah.
And win both rounds of this one. It's looked so good in this mode thus far. Clear the practice is paying off in a long rally. At the Rapture, he avoids it. Back it goes again. Antarel staying alive.
Incredible.
Double elimination.
Impeccable from him.
All right, Roby is in it, though. Let's see what he can do here. We've seen some of these favorites already coming out here. Is he going to stay on the street for the one-on-one? Interesting. A good position. We see the rundown strategy happening a lot. Folks close that gap, force incredible reaction speeds back and forth really, really quickly, but we won't see it here if he stays up there, which means, no, he's coming down. He's going to play off this field. Doesn't like the angle for himself either.
It's going so fast. Who's going to make a mistake first? Who
The
messes
rematch.
up at the beginning? Roby is down.
Again for Antarel.
Back-to-back
Man.
for Antarel.
That is huge for Antarel here. Really suddenly securing his spot here so far in Blade Ball. Really important stuff. Incredible to see. Back-to-back wins showing he does have what it takes.
Truly impeccable from him. I mean, just looking so clean with the reaction times. I think having really good positioning throughout and definitely not afraid to take fights. We saw a lot of players trying to hide, almost play placements up in the trees, and it worked pretty well for Roby to get second place. We'll take a peek at the scores here, which is going to show us another 15 tallied up for Antarel, adding 30 to his running total.
Can he go for the perfect score in 5 matches?
That would be
Impressive. Ridiculous.
That would be
Clean
insane.
sweep of Blade Ball, and unfortunately,
No.
Roby going for the clean sweep of second place. But hey, that's still a lot of points here, keeping him in this game. A couple wins might be what he needs to pull ahead.
We got to see more from Jay. He lost first in the first round, went out early in this one as well. There's 3 matches left to turn it around, but definitely has to step things up for him.
What the hell?
Scores are tight. I will say again, anyone's game still just got to get a couple more wins here, and it's not over yet. Blade Ball is just the beginning. We've got some slap battles indoors still in the progression round, so there will be some more folks moving on. However, after Blade Ball, we will have one more progressing. So, all right, the folks are getting secure. They're getting in here. Final game. All right, and you, how you feeling? Who's going to take this one?
Third game. There's still
Third game.
3
Four
games left.
after this.
Third game.
I'm just gonna go with Antarel. He's shown nothing but perfect gameplay here, so I don't wanna be wrong here.
All right, you've heard it here. The master of Blade and Ball. We'll see how this progresses. Look at that. 2 players already running into each other. That was a quick close.
I like that from Poke Dragon. Had a couple rough runs here in Blade Ball, but starts things off with an elimination.
Yeah, impressive stuff here.
Tough positioning for Icy right at the start there.
That was.
Freeze onto the ball.
No obstacles on this one. The folks are on a flat, even playing ground.
No!
There'll be no hiding in the trees.
Death Eagle. Very interesting strategy. He's just going into the center of the map here. Clearly extremely confident in every one of these games we've seen thus far.
There's no tree to stand on, so he's got no place else to go.
Yeah, Icicle and Poke out already. The remaining players still on the board here. Doing the spread out, slow play for the beginning here. No one wants to get sloppy on these easy hits. All right, good catch on the freeze here. You don't have to wait for freeze. That is important. People can close in on that gap and just hit it, which I think is part of the mental bait. They want you to run forward and forget your timing on defense.
Yeah, the thing is, though, sometimes when it's frozen, you basically have to choose, do you back up and take the risk on the timing, as we see doesn't work out from Lime, or do you close the gap and do that? Because it is tough to get the timing perfect with how fast that ball gets moving.
Indeed, indeed. We see Shafe playing with the jumps there. The jumps is a dangerous one. You can throw off your ability to see when exactly that timing matters, but it can confuse your opponents as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It almost looks like he's reacting less off of actually seeing the ball and more off of just like feeling the timing. It's a very cerebral way to play it. Is unfortunately for the Death Eagle, he's eliminated early this
man.
round.
Look at his expression. That must have been devastating.
Yeah, that is devastating, but I will admit his fun fact on his player card was that he is a good loser. Unfortunately, we don't want to see that today. We'd like a good winner.
I don't know how fun that is.
Sad
It means he's a
That's
good
a sad
sport.
fact.
No, he means he's a good sport, and that's what matters in a competition like this.
Oh, it's going real quick here. Couple freezes from both sides. Shafe ready to receive this one. Does he have the timing perfect? It's not going for him. Another freeze, and that's an elimination.
All right, but still some important folks in that. Unfortunately, that is Jay, and this was an important round for him. But guess what? Roby is still in it. Antarel is still in it, and these folks are on pace right now for the top scores.
And honestly, I'd love to just watch Antarel here. A chance to go for the three-peat. And thus far, he's playing a little bit back.
Yeah.
Letting the other competitors eliminate each other. He does a great job of choosing when to get proactive, when to actually become a part of this fight. His ability's online. It's going real quick back and forth. Antarel not finding him yet. Frozen for a moment. Roby hits it in.
Wow.
Mad Max is gone.
And that's unfortunate. Coming right to him from around that corner. He might not have been looking the right way.
Roby has been our other best player of Blade Ball. And him and Antarel are both in this. Another competitor, though. Someone who was good in the last round. Shafe
My
here
team
as
is
well
dog
with
shit.
his chance to dethrone Antarel in this mode.
Yeah, I think we saw some impressive goaltending, or goalkeeping from Shafe. Oh, in that
Whoa.
last round, but
That's Roby gone.
That's Roby.
1v1. Antarel. He's 3-peat on the line here. Up against Shafe. The goalkeeper extraordinaire. It's back and forth so quick.
Wow,
And
3 in a
Antarel,
row.
3
That's insane.
in a row.
Look at that fire emoji on top of his head. That must feel real good.
That is an important win from Antarel, who takes 3 top spots in 3 rounds here. Boy, he must be feeling good. You've got a little room to breathe here, a little bit of a buffer. Yeah, that is the face of the champion of the Blade.
Yeah, I'll tell you what,
Ball.
if he gets a little bit better, he might just be able to match up against me.
Yeah, we're going to see that.
Yeah.
In the
I
Casper
feel like he
Throwdown.
might crush you, no offense. He looks kind of undefeated right now.
After this competition, I challenge Antarel to a 1v1 in play ball.
Let's see it.
Yeah, you know, we did have one of our teammates warming up with these folks earlier as a 10th sub and 10th player who we consider a very good player, and he was destroyed by every one of these guys, so
Yeah.
they are good. All right, folks, looks like the scores are in. Let's check it out and see where we stand. No surprise there, Antarel sweeping Blade Ball with 3 victories and 45
I'm
points
gonna
on the board.
end stream. This is boring as hell. I can do this, but